Hello everybody, I'm Zenith Rule, and welcome back to Zen Streams, where I stream the various different games in my video game collection that you can see to my left-hand side in the background. I have a lot of video games, we stream them. We are now continuing the Kingdom Hearts Chain of Memories stream. But I don't know what part we're on. We've been doing this for a while, and we're nearing the end of Sora's campaign, but I'm hoping to do that tonight. Although tonight we're going to be grinding a lot. We had problems last session because I tried to get through one world without grinding, and we had Vexen. And Vexen is a very vexing boss in that you cannot damage him unless you break his card because he has a shield, and that's his entire shtick. Normally it's a pretty good boss if you grind out your cards. It's a fun boss on its own, and I usually have fun with him. But yeah, that's just like we need to grind a little bit more, unfortunately. And I was hoping to avoid doing that too much this stream, but we're gonna have to do that anyway. But we're continuing Chain of Memories. But before we begin, first of all, I have been playing Horizon Zero Dawn. I completed the game. I'm officially 100% done with the main base game. I got the Platinum Trophy, and I 100% completed the Frozen Wilds. Fan-fucking-tastic game. Amazing. I loved every second of it, and I normally am not a huge fan of Western RPGs, simply because they're so huge, they're so massive, and there's so many things that you need to do to 100% complete it, and as a completionist, it just takes me forever. Plus, I'm not usually into the Western RPG combat styles and whatnot, but I really loved Horizon. I think Horizon is great. I'm going to be taking a little bit of a break from it as I work on... I'm going to be finishing up the script for Saw, which is a crossover with Diamanda Hagen. I'm halfway done scripting it. It's just taking me a while because I also have to put myself in the mindset of Diamanda Hagen and write lines for her. And sometimes I have like the perfect line, and sometimes I'm just like, oh crap, I don't know what to say in this situation. So it takes a little bit more time than my normal scripts. So I've been doing that. I've been playing a little bit of Jackbox, like You Don't Know Jack in my free time. And also, before we started streaming, we were talking about last week how I got dressed up, and for the first time in a long time, I wore makeup and presented as female, and I had a blast. I really cannot wait to do that again, because that was probably one of the best nights of my life, bar none.
And now I will say the line I've been wanting to say for a while, since now that I get a chance to be on. Zenith, you must believe it. Believe in the heart of the cards.
Believe in the heart of the cards, yes. The other thing, like, this week has been a long week for me. This is Doctor Week. And that's why, like, I didn't stream that much. Yeah, I seriously have not been streaming as much as I wanted to, because I've had 4 doctor's appointments in the past 7 days. So I admittedly have been sleeping during my free time a lot. And I also have a doctor's appointment on Monday as well. So it's like, a lot of it is simple stuff. Like, thank you for the bits, Cartoon Hero. Thank you very much for the bits. Like I was saying, a lot of it is simple stuff. Obviously, I had a primary care doctor appointment, standard stuff. I had blood work done, I had a flu shot, and the flu shot made me sick. Here's the thing. Flu shots contain a dead strain of the flu virus. They can't give you the flu. However, my arm started to swell up afterwards, and, it basically, for the 24 to 48 hours after you get a flu shot, your arm is going to feel weird, and they tell you this when you get the flu shot, but it's just like, okay, that was not a fun experience. then I had, therapy stuff, stuff for helping me manage the transition, and other stuff like that. So I had 2 appointments there. I had electrolysis, which is going good. It's taking forever because you can still see the stubble, and I'm always upset about that, but there's not much I can do about that. And then on Monday, I have an appointment with Rykart. Now, I don't want to get into this too much, because I do want to get into the game and whatnot, but essentially for a very long time, I have suspected that I have high functional autism, to the point where you can't really tell, but there are definitely some things that, like, I'm just like, I want to make sure about, and my therapist also said that she has suspicions as well. So what the right card is, it's a an organization that does testing for autism, and it's not officially a diagnosis, but essentially they can say, hey, this is something you need to pursue, or something that we don't think is actually, like, a thing. So I'm going on Monday to get tested, and we'll see how that goes from there. It's not going to change anything. I'm still the same person I am, and I don't think I'm going to do anything differently. I kind of like to know. My life has been very, very weird for a lot of reasons, and I was not always the functional person that I am right now. So it's one of those things where it just helps me present how I deal with things a little bit better, I think. But anyway, that's been my week. Yeah.
Okay, before I go into my week, because it's been a little chaotic issues. Zenith, I've known you for many, many, many years.
Very long. I think 8 now?
8, 9, give or take. As far as you, when I found out that you were transitioning to, the female, that I already knew that was going to happen. I already saw it coming a mile away.
That's what a lot of people were saying. I'm like, I guess, but it's something that I was very blind to.
Well, I saw it because when I saw you for the first time, and I started hanging around you, and I noticed certain mannerisms, I was like, yeah, now I know where that's going. But as far as the autism goes, yes, I can say it because my brother is in the spectrum of autism.
Yep.
So I know mannerisms, I know certain keys and everything else. I would agree with your doctor. Yes, you are high functioning autistic, which is fine. They may prescribe you some medications to kind of help with the anxiety and some tics, if anything.
Yeah, I mean, I have noticed anxiety more recently. It used to be worse when I was younger, and this is part of the thing we're getting tested for too. I'm taking this thing called the SCID, the SCID, which is for OCD and other specific testing. So that's next month. But no, I don't support Autism Speaks. That's not a no. But essentially, we're getting a few things out of the way, because I used to be a huge germaphobe.
Yeah.
I still am slightly to an extent, but I work at a dirty job, so at this point, like, I can't really,
Let's put it this way: you're not as bad as Sheldon.
Yeah.
You're more humanized than Sheldon. Let's put it that way.
I essentially have a very hard time dealing with germs, and I wash my hands a lot, and it used to be to the point where my hands started to crack and bleed, especially during the winter.
Yeah.
And there are obviously other things that I've noticed about the certain way that I do things, the order in which I have to, like, my brain wants me to do things, and obviously I'm a little bit scatterbrained, and I feel like I've long felt that either I got diagnosed as a kid and my parents didn't want to tell me, and they still don't, because they told me I got tested for ADHD, and that I tested negative, but I don't know, there's something about the way they address it is weird. Either that, or they just never noticed, but there are things that I notice from myself years later that like as I examine my life going forward and as I dealt with things with my gender dysphoria, it's like, okay, I look at my past and I'm like, this is more consistent with autism than other things.
Right. And that's the thing about it. And here's the thing. A lot of doctors are getting to the point to realize that you aren't born with being autistic. Some autism can actually progress naturally while your brain is still developing.
Mm-hmm.
And it doesn't appear maybe until like you reach your 20s or your late 30s sometimes.
It depends. I honestly feel like I started developing it when I was in kindergarten, because I do have some weird memories when I was like very, very young. I would always, like, there were times where like I would blurt out the first thing that came to my mind, and I tried to stop myself from saying it, but it would just like come out. It's like these weird, like, not outbursts, but like I would just randomly say the first thing that came to my mind, and it wouldn't even be related to the situation. And my brain has weird patterns sometimes where, like, if I'm playing a game and I'm listening to a review, I'll be playing that same game again, and like I won't remember, or I'll be playing that review again, and I'll remember exactly what I was playing. Like it's just, I have very weird brain patterns.
Yeah, it's like for me, it's like sometimes like I'll beat a game and I'll never touch it again, and then it's like maybe like a year or so later I'll pick up the game. It's like, hey, I don't remember playing this, and then I start playing, and then all of a sudden, oh, I remember where I'm going, and I beat this game, but I'm like, wait a minute, I don't remember actually playing this game.
So yeah.
Yeah, my work has been rather busy, because my job is, dealing with business customers and projectors. But sometimes we get people who have, personal TVs, and I have to keep telling them, I hate to say this, but no, we don't support those. You have to go here. You have to go to this website because we don't do live telephone support, and they want to yell and cuss me out. And I'm like, but it's not my fault.
Yeah, it's retail. By the way, how's it going, Hero?
Fine. I mean, my week hasn't been... What?
Are you ready for the cards?
As I'll ever be.
So how's your week, man?
Well, I just... I finally finished another project that's taken me years to finish. I finished that fanfic reading of Slenderman, which is now up on my channel in playlist form. It was really kind of awkward to finish that one because you can't really put out a reading of a horror fanfic at any time except Halloween. And during Halloween the last few years, things have been really busy for me. Like, I've been in the middle of moving. The last bit of, I think, both those years, I've been either moving or getting ready to. And the last part that I managed to record while I was at my previous house in Georgia was chapter 3. And the fic only has 6 chapters. So I for whatever reason just didn't get a chance to record any parts until finally I think it was Wednesday night when I was home alone. I finally decided, you know what, fuck it, I'm gonna finish this now because I'm in the middle of finishing some other projects as well, like my review series. But the thing is, when I sat down to record it, I did the entire rest of the fanfic in one sitting. Turns out it really wasn't that long of a story. I really thought it was longer than that, but the chapters kind of peter out after the third one. But yeah, I finally finished editing that, adding music, which is mostly Silent Hill music. I know I'm predictable, but hey, if it works, it works. So that's what I added. So that's what I usually add to it.
Silent Hill has good music anyway, so that's it's always good.
Yeah,
especially the first game, the first and the third game.
Yeah, but the thing is, when the second game has great music too. But anyway, the thing is, I say predictable because the first 3 fan fiction readings I did for Halloween were pony related. So they were two different Silent Ponyville stories and a midpool to it. So that's why. So it's kind of funny that I kept sticking with Silent Hill music all this time. But like I said, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. And like I mentioned in the after the Silent Ponyville 2 reading, apparently the creator wasn't very satisfied with the 3rd entry, so I decided not to read it. But apparently since then, he's actually rewritten it to an ending he's more proud of. So I'm thinking that maybe next Halloween I might read Silent Ponyville 3, but I'm not sure yet.
Well, so I look forward to that either way.
So after Silent Ponyville, I read Slender Man, which I thought was a good place to go after that. Even though I did read that terrible Secret of Animal Crossing Let's Play for one of them, and I figured Slender Man was a good place to go from there because Slender Man is actually one of the monsters in Silent Ponyville 1. Which actually does recontextualize some other fanfics so that they make sense when creatures from them appear from it. Like, it actually gave a symbolic reason for the psychotic Pinky from Cupcakes to show up. Which I actually do really appreciate.
Everything is connected.
Yeah. But anyway, besides that, after finishing that, I believe either Monday or Tuesday, I'm going to be filming my part for a crossover, and it'll be with Rowdy. And after that, I'm actually going to start plotting for, oddly enough, a crossover with Diamanda Hagen.
Both of us are crossing over.
Yeah.
Now, do both of you have your socks ready to go over your heads?
Actually, we had, in mine, Mikey was the minion, so we had him do that. We filmed it at Con Bravo. It's just, like, basically what I did was, I had all the idea of the live-action stuff that I wanted to do first. And I'm just like, you know what, we're probably not going to have time to film all my stuff, like, all the live-action, if we're doing the full crossover. Because we did 2 other crossovers.
And I actually have a balaclava, so...
we also filmed, like, we did the live-action footage for, Saw, and then, Linkara and Diamanda filmed a crossover that weekend, and then we filmed a crossover with the Rangoons on the film Meet the Feebles. I already have all my footage and voiceover in, so... hopefully that'll come out soon. I'm not exactly sure when, but hopefully soon.
And then after... Go on.
No, go ahead. I was going to change the subject. Go ahead.
After that, you might be seeing Zen on my channel again sooner than you think, because I'm actually... After the podcast that I did with Ozzy, talking about Sengoku Basara, because... We couldn't refilm the review like we did for some of the other ones, like I did for some of the other ones that Blip ended up destroying. then after that, though, I was kind of thinking that maybe I would try and make that a regular thing if it wasn't a video that I wanted to make fully produced. If I thought, because I'm going to do this as like I was kind of inspired by Infamous Planet and the people who do visual editions of Weekly Manga Recap, that I was going to like make them into visual podcasts, which would require less editing on my part, but it would still be something more than just something to listen to in the background. And I eventually got to thinking about a review that I thought of doing but never got to do. Even though I did technically talk about it in one of my earliest videos. There's a series called Zatch Bell that happened when in the era when early 2000s battle manga was in vogue.
It was on when 4Kids One Piece was a thing.
Yeah,
I remember Zatch Bell. I remember that anime.
Yeah, but the thing is, I actually did read the manga after it, and I think it's actually better than the dub would have you believe, even though I don't hate the dub.
It's a pretty good dub. It does date itself a little bit, but the thing is, it is a fantastic show and a fantastic manga. The problem is, I feel like a lot of it was fillerized. They did a lot of... I mean, granted, the manga had its share of filler with God, what's his the joke Momoto guy,
which one?
The duck
there
one.
Were like 3 of them.
Yeah, there was
you mean Kanchome.
Yeah, Kanchome. Like, they did have a couple, like, they had a couple filler episodes here and there, and they honestly made it seem like the show is more comedy. But when I was watching it, like, I loved how heroic it was, because like one of the first episodes is him stopping a bank robber, even though he didn't know if he could use his Momoto or not. He was just jumping in to save the day.
Yeah, and despite some issues with the ending, I do still really like the manga. I think it's better than its premise would have you believe. But I wanted to talk about it, but I never got a chance to make a video on it. And I've talked about it with Isaac, the media hunter, before, and it doesn't fit the theme of his show. So what I was thinking was that Zen, me, and Isaac would get together and talk about it on a podcast. So she'll be joining me for the first edition of the official edition of the We Are Here podcast.
And I have already said yes. I can't remember when you messaged me, but it was like recently. But
it was.
So I'm excited because I remember bringing this up a couple times, because I was thinking about the show when I created the remake of History of One Piece for the Alvida arc, which was released last week. Unfortunately, got blocked again, so you can only see it on Twitch. But I
downloaded it before it got blocked. So
yeah,
I can still see it.
I figured it would happen, honestly, because they had it blocked, and then like 2 weeks later, it just randomly was unblocked. I figured they would let me have 3 days before blocking it again, but people got to see it. I'm happy, and I'll have it up within like 3 weeks. So, before you say when's the next History of One Piece, it's here.
Yeah.
It just, I'm already working on the next one. I have the script pretty much updated. I just need to record it once I finish Saw. But I am very happy with how the new History of One Piece came out. I think it's leagues better than the first one, to be honest. I have good audio, at least. The first episode, oh my god, that first episode was so bad. I'm surprised people liked it when I first put it out, looking back at how bad it was. But yeah, I had a lot of really good reaction. People loved it. People are happy that it's back, and it is back officially for good. I'm going to have to work around Toei a little bit more. The weird thing is, I only got 2 copyright claims on that one video. One of them was it was not a big deal. It didn't block the video. It didn't do anything negatively to affect the video. The problem was We Are. They basically saw the footage from the opening theme, and because I used it so much, they flagged that, and Toei's very strict about the use of opening themes and stuff, and but I'm fighting that. Mm-hmm. I don't have any thoughts on Goblin Slayer. I haven't seen it, so I don't want to comment on that if I haven't seen it yet. But
I've read it.
I know I've heard about stuff like that. I just don't want to raise any red flags when this is posted on YouTube. So
yeah, you don't want to.
But speaking of other things that I'm working on, next up, I liked it better when it's called Berserk. Okay, that's a good one. The next thing that I'm going to be working on, Baccano. If you remember, this is the cursed episode of the show. This was supposed to come out twice. When I initially started reviews 8 years ago, it'll be 8 years as of November 10th, 2010. Wrap your mind around that one. When I first started videos, the second anime review that I ever made stated that, you know, okay, we're going to be doing this right. We're going to be Gurren Lagann, Great Teacher Onizuka. The next one was supposed to be Baccano, and then Bakemonogatari. This did not happen because back then in order to gain footage, I used to use torrents because like I was not capable of affording certain anime, and I essentially wanted to try to put things out quicker in that environment. So like it was a very different time for me back then. So like I was easily able to get my hold on Gurren Lagann Blu-rays like through torrents, and I got that done. I got Great Teacher Onizuka done, and that didn't do as well as Gurren Lagann, but then again, Gurren Lagann was super popular, especially at the time. And then I sat down and I said, okay, I'm gonna watch Baccano. I can't remember what exactly happened, but I don't like. I either was not able to find it at the time, or I was very busy with other things. So for like years, nothing ever came out. I did not make this review. And then, like, as I changed my format and as I worked on, like, okay, well, I want to try to do this as my next, like, as the starter for more anime reviews. It was supposed to be before Food Wars happened. Essentially, it was going to be my return to anime reviews at the time. It was a big crossover between me and Lilac from Dub Talk, and basically everyone from Team Bad Decisions was supposed to be involved. Now, for those of you who don't know what Team Bad Decisions is, well, back in 2016, when I got involved with anime reviews again and wanted to do it, Team Bad Decisions was a group made up by Professor Otaku, Arcada, myself, and pretty much everyone at Dub Talk who was in our group. And this was actually when I first met Arcada. So we formed a group together, and we started talking about anime that I needed to watch because I was just getting back into anime. And like, there's a bunch that were recommended to me. So like, all right, I started saying, hey, Arcada, like, you know, I want to do more. I want to do more anime reviews. Like, I haven't done it in so long, and I feel like I'm actually like good quality enough to start working on this. You guys want to be involved? And everyone sent in cameos, and it was really great. And Lilac, you know, sent me her footage, and I started editing it. It was like halfway rough edited when I realized that some of Lilac's footage was missing. And for the life of me, like, I downloaded everything, and I told her this, like, I don't know where your footage is. Like, I downloaded all your stuff. Where is it? And she didn't know where it was, and so I was just like, okay, like, maybe we can try to work around this, because this happened to Isaac and I as well, but we found a way around it by doing certain other things. And I just kept waiting and waiting because, like, Lilac didn't want to create new footage because it might be inconsistent, and essentially we spent a year back and forth about like what we're gonna do with this, and then I had a computer crash, computer virus in my software, and I lost all of the cameo footage, all of my footage, everything.
And this is why you back up everything.
Yeah,
it pays to back up everything. Hi, also.
Hello. So yeah, this is why this is the cursed review. Twice I tried to make it, twice on my own, and people they went out of their way to do stuff for it. Noah from Dub Talk, he filmed in front of a train for the Baccano footage for his cameo. Zenith will rule in the cursed review.
Wait, hang on. All these people sent this cameo footage to you. Don't they still all have it?
This was basically a year after the fact. Because we were going back and forth with Lilac about like her stuff, and they had all deleted their cameos because I had it. And I was already editing it. I had it, like I confirmed it. It was just bad timing, and for a while I'm just like, I scrapped it. I scrapped the review. I didn't think I was gonna actually finish it. And then I got editors, and I said to myself, I can repurpose this script because the script is still working. It's still functional. So Bakano is almost done, guys. Bakano is in final audio editing.
We can rebuild it, make it better than it was.
We have the technology. We have the technology.
You know, it's funny you say that because they are remaking that. They're remaking that TV show, and instead of calling it the $6 Million Man, they're calling it the $6 Billion Man.
Inflation.
I haven't played Cookie Run, no, Sassy. But yeah, so that's my cursed review. It's almost done. It is hopefully going to serve as my 8th anniversary video special.
The card just had his 10th.
Yeah, sorry, Freudian slip. But my 8th anniversary special, hopefully, if it gets out in time. My audio editor said it's more than halfway done with audio, and the audio is like the final audio takes the least amount of time. He makes like royalty-free music that he puts in the background and just cleans up the audio and whatnot. So that's almost ready to be done. And then I just need to reshoot the live-action footage. If it's done before the 10th, then I'll reshoot the live-action footage that I have to reflect that. I'm also hoping to get some of the many people who've been on the show throughout the years to make appearances at the end to comment on the fact that it's been 8 years and you know, I finally got some of the projects that I said I was going to do done.
I'm probably like,
trust me, there are so many projects I have written down that I was going to do that just...
The thing is, though, half the time I promise these things, like, oh yeah, this is gonna happen, and you know, like History of One Piece. I don't know anything about Banana Fish, Sassy. I would watch it if I mean, I know it's gay, but that's the thing. I will watch something probably years later after the fact. I do not like hype clouding my judgment. What was I saying? Oh yeah, like it just... I have a lot of shows that I promised, and, you know, like History of One Piece, which took forever to do, and I'm getting to work on them now, and it's, things are progressing much, much smoother now than they were before.
Hey, it took me 3 years to finish a fanfic reading, and about 6 years to finish a mega review of The World Ends With You. And it's not even technically finished yet because the Switch port is out now. So.
Yeah. I feel so bad for you for that one. You're just like, finally it's done. It's like, crap. And then that's just announced right afterwards.
Wait, hang on. What game got the Switch port out?
The World Ends With You. The Switch port just came out.
I need to do that. I'm also... I might be playing something next year for a Switch port.
Well, they also announced was it Resident Evil 0, Resident Evil 1, and...
The Resident Evil remake, Resident Evil 0, and RE4. Every system since GameCube, the only system I can think of that hasn't got an RE4 is the original Xbox and the Dreamcast. Even the Wii U got RE4. Technically.
No one likes Xbox.
If any Resident Evil game is should get remade, I mean, other than 2, which I'm actually looking forward to.
Yeah.
I want to see Resident Evil 3 being remade.
Come on.
I think that will happen.
Because I love 3. That was my favorite.
And Code Veronica 2.
Chiaki, come on.
Okay,
But
so
but no one wants to remake RE5 or re-release RE5 or 6.
Well, those are the black sheep. 5, I remember playing in college for a video game class, and I liked it back then, but I never finished the game, and I think it has a decent start to it. I think it's just there's a lot of parts that don't work for it, but for the most part, it is somewhat Resident Evil.
Well,
6 is not.
Well, RE5 was the first RE game without Shinji Mikami or Hideki Kamiya working with it.
Mm-hmm.
So it basically was trying to recapture RE4's magic, which was real magic. I mean,
yeah,
it's hard. It's very hard because I can see the direction they wanted to go with it, and I don't think necessarily having sunlight is a bad thing. The problem is the co-op. The problem really is the co-op.
And Leon in RE4 was just snarky, dripping sex.
If they had made it not be co-op, I think Resident Evil 5 would be fine, because they tried to do a lot of the same beats, and for the most part, I thought, from when I played, I thought it worked. By the way, back on Hero, when's the next Ace Attorney retrospective?
Give her some room, for God's sake.
Go watch Phoenix Wrong. Okay, just go watch Phoenix Wrong videos. They're funny. They're great. That'll satisfy you.
You're gonna make her work her firmly toned ass off, okay?
Wait, who? I'm talking about Hero.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I thought
I'm not the transitioning one here.
Sorry, I keep forgetting who's doing what nowadays.
I can't keep up anymore.
I've actually only done one Ace Attorney video, and I kind of want to remake it because, both that. Well, I enjoy both the Sonic episode and the Ace Attorney episode. I feel like that was back when I was still trying to figure out a decent format. But I mean, that's probably going to be later down the line. I already remade one of the videos, which I said to myself long ago, if I ever get back to, restarting History of One Piece, I'm remaking the first episode, because that was horrible audio.
So, here's the biggest thing I've been wanting to ask everybody. Planned horror movies you guys are planning on watching for the last week of this month.
I don't really have any big horror movies, and I heard about the My Hero Academia live-action movie, Sassy. I haven't really thought about casting. You can't cast The Rock, though, because no one can see... No one will be able to see All Might if that happens.
That's John Cena.
That's John Cena.
Okay, you won't be able to smell what The Rock is cooking then, okay?
Okay.
I don't watch wrestling. I was making a reference. Anyway, what was this?
Obviously, The Rock should be in the new Last Airbender live-action remake as the Boulder.
Yes.
Seriously.
Well, it's a Rock reference, so yeah.
And you know who voiced
Mick Foley.
Mick Foley.
The Boulder is okay with this reference. But back to horror movies. I don't have any that I'm planning on watching. I'm planning on horror games because honestly, this whole month was supposed to be Spook Month. Unfortunately, I got sidetracked by a couple different things, namely health. My chest condition, for those who don't know, I have a chest condition called pectus excavatum. It's something that I didn't realize I had till puberty. Basically, it's your rib cage curves inward, thanks to the bone structure and cartilage.
Damn.
So, it just grows more and more pronounced the more you grow. Growing is my enemy, actually. So, it restricts your breathing. Right now, I do get occasional heart palpitations where, my heart will speed up and, skip for a second. I just have to slow down and breathe. And that's also made me more tired, which, considering everything else, is not a good thing. So it's just all right, I have been focusing on that mostly this month. I went to one doctor who was not able to do it because the surgery I need is more advanced than what they can do as a plastic surgeon. So I just got a referral to a thoracic surgeon, and hopefully that fixes it. I can't get, until I get this fixed, I can't get top surgery because that might collapse my chest even more. This is basically hampering my transition as well. So yeah, this is getting done like as soon as possible.
Okay, because as far as horror movies go, I want to watch, or at least I plan on watching somehow, Overlord. No, not the anime. The manga is good. I've read the manga, love it. Because right now I'm currently reading Kenshin, the Strongest Disciple again.
You mean Kenichi?
Yeah, Kenichi.
History's strongest disciple, Kenichi.
Yeah.
It's okay. I get them confused. Like I don't know the difference between Hajime no Ippo and other things. And thank you for the 60 bits. Dang, Hero with the big bits today.
That's gonna really help with the tits.
That's gonna help me my tits and my chest and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
Well, your tits are part of your chest.
Yeah. The good thing is that I found a surgeon that the surgeon that I'm referred to is in network, so the cost will only hopefully be $4,000 because after $4,000, insurance pays for it all if it's in network.
That's good.
So that's hopefully that all works out because I can afford $4,000, and I believe top surgery is gonna be less than that. I have everything written down, but essentially everything is in network for transitioning. But I need to take care of this first.
But Overlord is basically what Call of Duty Zombies would be. And I've seen trailers of it, and I'm like, oh my god, this looks so
we have the Nazi Zombies mode, so technically it is.
And I keep seeing trailers for it. I'm like, this just looks so freaking good. I want to watch this movie. And I've been kind of burned out with zombies because of, well, The Walking Dead. All the freaking zombie movies that have been out the last few years.
I'm sick of zombies, honestly. I'm sick of zombies. I'm sick of vampires. Bring me mummies. Mummies and werewolves. Those are underrepresented. Bring the Invisible Man and the creature from the Black Lagoon. Like, we don't see those, these days, but we see vampires and zombies all the time.
Aren't they owned by Universal or something?
Yes.
Well, Universal owns some things, but they don't own the concept of it. You could obviously, change things around, but if you wanted to utilize these monsters for pop culture reasons, I think most of them would be close to public domain by now. But
you can always just watch Monster Squad. Know any virgins?
Oh god, and Monster Squad is a fun, hilarious movie. I really do enjoy Monster Squad.
Know any virgins? Yeah, it's called Comic-Con. Oh.
Now,
that's just Fat Kid. They call one of them Fat Kid.
Better than Chunk, I guess.
Chunky. Chunky.
What is with the 90s and being fat as a trope? Like, that's a stereotype.
I don't know, and I hated that so much.
Wolfman's got nards.
It's like being the sassy black girl.
Yeah.
Now, did you guys hear that?
Ari.
That Capcom has
announced.
Shit. No, Ari is a tsundere. She's a tsundere. Get it right.
She's the ultimate tsundere.
She. If we were playing Danganronpa, she would be listed as the ultimate tsundere. Yes.
I was watching that on Rosen's channel last night. I didn't know how long that was. How long a trial goes. Jesus.
It's a long game, yeah. But Danganronpa 2 extends the length of the trials.
Which is the one that's in third person view, like an actual game?
That's Ultra Despair Girls. That's probably the shortest game, honestly, but it delves with some dark shit. Oh my god.
Yeah, the one that opens up with a girl locked in an apartment.
Yeah,
as a prisoner or something.
that's Ultra Despair Girls. That's possibly my favorite, but it is the most controversial because it desperately does its best to not sugarcoat very dark subject matter, and I think it deals with it really well. But there's some parts that I had trouble watching.
It's just, I really have no patience for the visual novel style thing, you know?
I love visual novels, but like the first game in Danganronpa honestly had me worried because there's a lot of... I mean, I already did a 3-hour review on it, but essentially there were little nagging problems that I had with the first game. The second game, though, is phenomenal. Like, it's... The thing with this and Zero Escape is that, on their own, as games, you might not say they're the best game ever, but I think they're some of the best stories ever, some of the best character development ever, and, I think Hiro can kind of agree to a certain extent that these games have an impact on you that just, once you finish the game, does not leave.
Yeah. And now the two creators have teamed up and are making another game where kids kill each other.
I'm so excited because there's gonna be more Danganronpa games, just not under them. Like if they create more Danganronpa games, which they will, because they've already announced another spin-off. I mean, they're popular. There's gonna be more games, but it's not gonna be with them. So they created what's the new game called?
I don't know. I don't really keep track of it, honestly.
I mean, with Kotaro and I know they have a studio. They're working on a new game. I don't know, but they're working on a new game, and my biggest issue with honestly with both of their work is that one has better character development and one has a better story. Zero Escape has always had a better story, in my opinion, and aside from Zero Time Dilemma, and Danganronpa has always had better characters, I felt, because while there are some fantastic characters in Zero Escape, I always found the story more compelling than what the characters were up to, especially when it comes to Zero Time Dilemma.
Okay, it says here that they have... Okay, it says here they have 4 different projects involved. I don't know if any of the going on. I don't know if any of the titles have been released yet, but there's one that is very similar to Danganronpa. Says apparently both of them are going to be working on the scenario together. Then they're also working on an anime with Studio Pierrot.
Oh, nice.
Wait, a Danganronpa anime?
No, a different anime.
There's already 2 Danganronpa animes, technically.
It says it'll depict the image of action films in the 1990s, like Pulp Fiction and The Professional.
Hello, kitty.
So it's something like that. Then there's another game cutesy that has a really cutesy art style about kids basically playing a death game.
Yeah, that's the one I heard about. And that's the thing, like, with them working together, I think they can balance each other off, and they have oversight. They've always, to my knowledge, like, talked ideas to each other, but I feel like with them working together in conjunction, they can rein each other in on certain things. Cough, cough. Zero Time Dilemma, cough, cough.
I'm wondering why the Zero Escape series hasn't been announced for a Switch remake. I mean, we're getting everything else remade on Switch. A World Ends With You, Final Fantasy VII, RE4. What's getting the Ace Attorney series now?
But the thing is, they've been remade. All the Zero Escape and Danganronpa have only been remade on PS4, and Steam,
yes. And where did Zero Escape?
Right,
and where was it? And hang on, where was it remade from?
It started on Nintendo platform, but then later. First of all, thank you for the 69 bits. Nice.
All the series has been on 3DS, Vita. Oh, it's even been on Vita. Shit.
Vita's where the series kind of got its new home. After the first one did okay on Nintendo platform, they went multi-platform, and I think they found more success on the Vita because of, in
Japan at least.
Yeah. But it really depends because a lot more people bought it here on the Vita than Kitty, stop.
Just, I was just looking at the latest Japanese console sales. It's really just crazy. The Vita has actually been pretty successful in Japan.
I keep trying to tell people this, but the Vita is more successful than the 3DS over in Japan. They love the 3DS, but the games on Vita is better over there.
Wait, you're saying the Vita's outsold the 3DS in Japan?
Now, if you look at the numbers, it may be weird, but I know people, especially like Gaijin Goomba, who have been to Japan, and you'll see more more Vitas out than 3DSs. It's a more common handheld.
I've got the numbers right here. The official numbers. Okay. The lifetime sales of the PS Vita in Japan is 5.9 million units sold. 3DS, 24 million.
But it came out later, and there were more versions of the 3DS, and 3DS is still being marketed and sold. My experience isn't the amount that it was sold, because numbers and time are a big factor together, and I feel like the more important thing is we have to look at socially how it's being utilized, because there's not.
Are you talking about in the last year?
I'm talking. I'm trying to remember when this Gaijin Goomba video came out, because he's been to Japan a couple times recently, and he mentioned that all he saw were Vitas, and Vitas are where the huge Japanese otaku games like Senran Kagura and all these other the
visual novel stuff. Yeah. It's a much more. I would say that the Vita is a much more niche handheld than the 3DS is.
Yeah, whereas 3DS is adopted more by any audience, and that's why it sells more, and I think that's where your sales figures platform go, where a lot more people are capable of getting a 3DS simply because there's more games geared toward them. But I feel I'm willing to bet in the next 18 months with the release of Animal Crossing and the next not just the upcoming Pokemon game, but the major Pokemon game that's supposed to come out next year, 3DS sales are going to take a nosedive, basically. The 3DS is being overtaken by Switch, and then with Sony, I mean, they basically abandoned anything to do with the Vita in America a long time ago.
Oh yeah, there was barely a burp of Vita. There was barely a farce of Vita. As
someone who's early adopted both the PSP and the Vita, I didn't really see much appeal in the PSP, especially later on because of the design of the system. But as an earlier adopter of the Vita, that's my favorite handheld system.
I think Sony tried too hard once again to cater to the handheld market. I mean, the PS Vita is definitely a very impressive looking system. Unfortunately, there just wasn't a market to make. I mean, look at what the most successful games are on the 3DS, and then compare it to what's successful on the PS Vita. I mean, the graphics on the 3DS were much more affordable to develop for, and it was definitely it was always going to be a guaranteed market with the 3DS.
Not only that is the Vita was too much focus on power, and they didn't focus on gameplay. Like, you got a lot of ports, you got a lot of things that I bought because I'm a trophy whore, but a lot of people are just going to be like, well, I have this game, what's an exclusive?
And the sad thing is, it had that whole cross-play thing with the PS4, so you could play it via Wi-Fi, which was actually a better version of what the Wii U was doing with the gamepad.
The problem was
it was too expensive, and there wasn't the the library and the history, the lineage of handheld that Nintendo had.
Also, like they did have a good library. The problem was it was all imports. All the Japanese games.
And it was all and of course, what could have been the major selling point was the PS1 classics on PS Vita, and they completely cocked that whole thing up. Vita games were very hard to get a hold of anyway because they didn't stock enough of them. In fact, probably the best the best place to deal with Vita has probably been limited run games. You know that company, right?
No, I haven't heard of that one.
You never heard of limited run games? They basically take digital only games and release them as a limited physical release.
Oh.
And they've been one of the major suppliers of Vita titles. I mean, Vita title was for the last. It's been one of the biggest publishers of Vita titles in the country.
I've heard of people who take games that are digital only on PS4 and they give them a physical disc release.
That's basically the same thing, but it's with the Vita.
Yeah. I forget the name of the company that did what I was talking about, but
that's limited run probably.
It might be because I saw them at too many games, but I did not remember the name. But that's the thing. Sony pushed towards digital, and that I think really hurt them because there was
the PSP Go. Oh man, which is a shame because the PSP Go looked really cool.
I wasn't interested because we had a perfectly good Vita, and then they shot themselves in the foot with the PlayStation TV. Now here's the thing. I own a PlayStation TV. It doesn't play all Vita games, though, because the Vita had the rear touchscreen that they shoehorned into, the touchscreen and the rear touchscreen, which they shoehorned into all their games for the early adopters. And you know what? If they did with the Vita, made it, optional, because they desperately wanted to create this 3DS's success, but they should have just said, all right, let's make the touchscreen optional. You can use these controls if you want. But then there are games like Uncharted, which did not need rear screen, touchscreen controls.
I know.
And they put it in.
I sometimes feel like I should, go buy a Vita because it's really cheap. And I'm thinking, then what am I gonna do with it? Eh?
And then there's stuff like Assassin's Creed 3 Liberation, which the remake on PS4 was better because it eliminated all the unnecessary rear touchscreen control bullshit.
I remember actually getting a PSP when I was doing my original Assassin's Creed retrospective a few years back, and just trying to capture PSP footage was just a pain in the ass because the screen would just get smaller and smaller. So
I want to be able to talk about PSP games. I don't know how to capture footage. I know some people use programs to do so.
The PSP.
Yeah.
PS Vita.
Well, both.
The PSP had a basic video output built in.
Yeah, but there's it crunches the resolution something fierce. I know some people who got around that with certain programs. I don't know how though. But Vita 2 is one of the hardest platforms to capture footage for because Sony basically made it almost impossible. Well, 3DS was hard enough. You can barely find a 3DS capture card as is, but capturing for Vita is impossiple.
What are you talking about? You can get Vita capture devices.
They're expensive as shit, okay?
Okay, well, they're not impossible, okay? They do exist, alright?
Compared to 3DS capture kits, yeah, they are impossible.
They are very expensive, yeah, if you just want to get a PS Vita capture kit installed.
Which is why I have a PlayStation TV, which is okay, I can utilize that for most of my games at least.
I remember buying the 3DS capture device a few years back, and trust me, it is expensive. So
I want to get one so bad, but the problem is there's only limited run because there's only like 2 people who do capture boards for 3DS.
Yeah.
And they're always busy and they're super expensive. And I check like once a year. And every single time I do, thank you for the 25 bits, Hero. Every single time I check in, I'm just like, maybe next time. Maybe next time. And
Can I bring up a little bit of suggestion?
what?
You said you wanted to record PSP.
Yes.
Why not just get the PSP emulator?
I mean, I could. That's what I intend to do for when I talk about like 358 over 2 days, because the emulator like Desmumi is actually pretty good. So like if for handhelds, I might just have to emulate, which I don't mind if I own the game. If I own the game, I'm not.
Yeah.
I don't feel guilty about emulating to get easier footage.
Emulating.
But it's like I want to talk about I want to talk about Crisis Core because everyone says it's an amazing game, but I haven't played it. And some of the handheld Kingdom Hearts games and whatnot. And when I eventually stream 358 over 2 days and complete it, that'll obviously be with Desmumi. Which I remember one of the first streams that I ever did way back in the day was I used Desmumi for 999 when I first heard about the game from Ben way back when.
Okay, so have any of you played any Mega Man games in general?
No, but I want. Actually, yes. I've played 1 and 2. I'm not very good at them, and I want to try to complete them, but I'm not very good.
The only Mega Man games I've really only fell in love with is the Legend titles, which I think were awesome.
Legends was good.
Legends is good, and the X series is actually one of my personal favorites.
Mm-hmm.
But Capcom has announced that they are doing a Mega Man live-action movie.
We already have
Why? We already have one that was so
Fan-made.
fucking good. That fan-made one, yeah. Why bother?
Why not? I mean,
I get that people really love Mega Man. Shout out to my friend Brian Clark, who is a huge Mega Man fan and who's the one who got me to play the first 2 games and has been with me for a long part of the show. Thank you, Brian. There are people who are crazy into Mega Man. They're cover bands for Mega Man songs, like the Proto Men and the Megas, and they're
DJ Cutman.
They're people who are really, really into Mega Man. It's just one of those things that always I don't know, because there's not a huge amount of story and lore outside of the X games do have it, but even then it's very simple. And it's always been more about the gameplay. The problem that I have with the gameplay, it is so antiquated for the knockback and some of the other stuff that I'm just I have a very hard time getting into it. But then again, that's me with my mindset for games that are retro. I'm bad at them. I fully admit I am bad at retro games due to the design conventions.
Shall we tell them the story of when you played the first time playing Castlevania 1?
Oh yes, tell the story. Tell the story.
The first time.
Oh, and I just want to add that I have played most of the classic series, but I played it through Anniversary Collection. I never finished, and I had 9 on my Wii, but I never finished it. Oh, and I played the Mega Man Zero Collection, but that's about it.
Okay, Zero's Collection is pretty good too. All right, Zeus and I, when we met, we were going to MagFest, and
MagFest 9, I believe.
Yes, MagFest 9, and granted, that was a blast. That whole trip.
That was the first time we met each other because we both, basically, we both wanted to go to MagFest because I wanted to interview all of that guy with the glasses because I was a huge fan at the time and I just started videos and I wanted to get something to put my name out there, and
you needed a video recorder person.
I needed someone to help me record because Ray wasn't available and he didn't want to come or something like that, and afterwards he became jealous, but So I contacted you, and you said, well, I live nearby, so I agreed to drive down to Virginia and pick him up, and I did, and we had fun, and then we went to MagFest from there.
Yeah, so we were walking around through the arcade. Now, this is back when it was still at the... What was it? Was it the same Gaylord Hotel?
It wasn't the Gaylord. It was the small one, basically where the Colossus Roar originated and where the Elevator Party originated. This is where the Elevator...
Oh, God, I have bad memories of that.
The Elevator Party was a thing because there was only 2 elevators. One going up and one was broken because of the Elevator Party, and
I feel so bad for all the people there who weren't for MagFest. All the families there for vacations having to do with Elevator Party.
Yeah, that was what was going on.
It was way too small a convention because no one could have understood how big that guy with glasses was at the time, because it wasn't just him being there for the first time, or the only time that he ever came, but Spoonie was there, Linkar was there. Like, this was back when everyone from the site, the nerd was there. Everyone who was involved in the very beginning of the site was there, and it was like a big deal. No one could have predicted. It was hard parking. There's not enough space for anything, but we didn't care because me and Max spent that entire week, no free time, going around interviewing 95% of the people there.
Yeah, and of course there was one time we were sitting there one night eating Subway because we were hungry, and Lewis came up and was like, "Hey, quick question, where'd you guys get the Subway sandwiches?"
And yeah, like, essentially, this was where I first met Lewis, and since then we have become good friends. Yeah, and essentially, like, he just kept recognizing me over the course of time.
It's the Subway.
Yeah, but anyway, we digress. So we were going through the arcades, through the arcade cabinets, and I was mentioning, like, oh my god, these are so great because these are part of my childhood. And of course, Zenith was like, oh, well, I've never played any of these. But we went into the small room, and in this little corner was a little tabletop.
A flat top.
Yeah, flat top. And I was like, oh my god, it's Castlevania. And you're like, and he was, and Zenith was like, I've never played this. And I was like, wait, what? You've never played this classic? You've got to sit down and play. She was so bad.
I was horrible.
I just shook my head and I was like, okay, I'm going to have to school you so hard on how to play these games.
Now, keep in mind, I actually haven't changed the way I look. Like, basically, think of how I look right now, only skinnier.
And a beard.
And I did have a beard back then, but, like, I wore button-down shirt and a hat that were both too big for me, and I looked like I was 5 conducting these interviews.
You had your fedora.
Yeah, that was back during my hat phase before people ruined hats for everybody. Essentially, I used to like a hat as my moniker for a very long time.
Yeah.
Those were the days.
I still questioned your fashion choice then, but still. I think the best thing that happened was when we got done interviewing Todd in the Shadows.
Yeah, well, essentially, none of us knew what was kind of going to happen with that. Like, we saw Todd in the Shadows because he was going around wearing like a mask that he could barely see out of. He had never appeared in a convention setting before, so he didn't know, like, he wasn't prepared for this, and his whole shtick was that he was in the shadows. No one saw his face. Well, he couldn't see walking around, so at the end of our interview, he took off his mask, and we're like, oh, so that's how you look under the mask. Nice. Yeah. But, you know, I just had like, this is where we met most of our good friends. Like, I met Punky Val, who quickly became, like, she used to be the Twitter PR person, unofficially, because, like, she just ran the unofficial That Guy with Glass, and the official one eventually. But she, I interviewed her, and, like, that, then she later became, like, a video producer for Nerdvice, and good friends ever since. That's where I met Holly, who was the wrangler for them for a very long time. And this is where kind of I got my first amount of recognition, because a lot of people still remember the horrible interviews that I did with people way back then.
Yeah. I tried, and I even helped Zen get like some that he wasn't even planning on getting.
Stuttering Craig, I remember there were a couple that you insisted on that I hadn't really known about. I think like there were a few people who I had you brush me up on afterwards, but like it was a great time. We both have a blast. We do need to do this again. The problem is I haven't been going to MagFest lately, essentially because not a lot of people are going anymore.
Well, I'm not talking about just MagFest. I'm talking about like any convention, like you coming down here for like either Hampton Comic Con or Tidewater Comic Con, one of the two.
I would like to do that. I mean, the biggest thing that's been preventing me, like this year I didn't go to many conventions because of money. But people keep asking me to come out to conventions, and I'm like, well, first of all, it'll be easier if I'm requested, but I'm not big enough for that yet.
I have been summoned.
I'm sorry, but your summoning skills are lower. You cannot be summoned. Because like this past Hampton Comic Con that just passed, Phil Lamar was there, James Gunn was there. Yeah, there was a couple other people that were there.
Oh,
that were
nice.
like, really big names. And I didn't get a chance to go because I didn't have the money, but I would have loved to have gone.
Yeah, like they're definitely.
I'm really excited to be working on Guardians of the Galaxy. Yeah, about that.
Yeah.
I like honestly, I want to go to more cons, and I definitely want to see you again. There's a lot of things that I do want to do. I definitely want to fly out to see Lewis again, because that was a lot of fun the last time. We were in the stream for his 10th anniversary, and Viga's just like, so Zen, when are you coming back again? I'm like, just say the word, I'll be there. I
like to join you, but I don't think they remember me because I'm just that forgettable.
You haven't been around though that much.
I know. I try, but it's like life and wife and mostly wife.
Yeah.
Work.
I mean, I've had a very big online presence for a very long time. Don't know how big, but I've had a big appearance with a couple people at least. I would hope if I've influenced anybody to like watch my show or like my videos that that they enjoyed the years that we've had so far. I still can't believe it's been just about 8 years now.
Yeah, I know, it's just weird. But another thing is, we all know Paul Anderson, correct?
W.S. Anderson.
Yes.
Yes. You know he's working on Monster Hunter movie.
Really?
Yes. And of course he has his wife starring in it, of course.
My wife.
Of course. All of his movies are just, hey, look how hot my wife is.
Yeah, and a picture she did with where she's having the crossbow from Monster Hunter World, and there's already backlash. Which is not to be surprising because of the fact, well, let's face it.
Oh yeah, he's making that Monster Hunter movie. Oh.
At least it's not Uwe Boll.
At this point, I'd rather. Go ahead.
Uwe Boll was done. He's fucking gone.
Yeah, but at this point, I'd rather have been Uwe Boll than him, because while he did a good job on the first Resident Evil movie, I will admit I did love it. It was a great movie. It's just the rest of it was just.
Wasn't it basically just a look at my hot wife?
Kind of.
That's what I just did.
Kind of, but it was also like you could actually almost put it in the storyline of the actual like Resident Evil series.
Oh yeah. Who's still watching Red Letter Media?
I used to, but then they became obnoxious.
Well, the latest Half in the Bag starred Macaulay Culkin.
Oh yeah. Yeah, he's kind of like dipping his toe back into acting again.
He's actually looking better, from what I understand, because I remember when they did the evolution of wrestling, and he didn't look very good. But I saw a recent picture; he's looking good, better now.
Well, the thing is, I don't think was Macaulay Culkin. Was he ever drunk? Was he ever an addict?
He was.
Yes,
He was
an
on
addict.
drugs for a while. Yes.
Yes, he was a drug addict and a drunk, and among other things.
Yeah, but
Well, to be fair, after what happened with him, I kind of don't blame him.
Ari,
Stupid parents kept leaving him home.
hey Ari, we are playing Kingdom Hearts, and we're talking about how cute you are.
And how close friends that Zenith and I are, because
Yep,
we're people.
We're remembering the good years
Yes.
Wait, where is she?
in the chat.
Oh, sorry, I thought you were.
Dang it,
saying,
I was gonna go with a
Discord.
cool answer. No, you just had to ruin it.
I always have to ruin it. Lair.
I thought she was in the Discord.
We're
I was
not.
gonna go-
We're not playing Dragon's Lair, Ari.
She is everywhere and nowhere.
She's in the minds of an enigma, wrapped in a veil of.
Hey, she's not in my mind.
I was gonna say.
Enigma, you better think again.
Not that enigma.
What did I do?
You're
Nigma's just
breathing.
one.
That's what you're doing.
I mean, I wouldn't mind.
I'm Australian. You're Australian. That's it.
I mean, Ari, I wouldn't mind doing that, but you're not here. And
Ari,
thank
we're
you
not
for the
gonna-
bits, hero.
I just keep doing what I can.
No, Ari, don't go.
No.
Don't
You
leave
can't
me,
go into a
Ari.
hole.
Come on, let us be gay.
Okay. Have any of y'all ever watched Courage the Cowardly Dog?
I did.
A bit.
Cartoon Network has announced that next year that they are bringing back Courage the Cowardly Dog, but it's going to be a prequel, and it's going to be the new Gumball animation.
What? What? What the hell's what? New gun? What?
Apparently, the original creator isn't. So
Yeah.
Wait, did they end Gumball?
No, Gumball's still going, as far as I know, but they're going with that type of animation. It's
Oh, okay. Well, isn't the whole wasn't there a whole theory that Courage the Cowardly Dog was actually set in a regular town? It was just through the eyes of,
Courage?
and the monsters were just regular people.
yeah.
Well, isn't
but
that
they're
the
al-
truth anyway?
Yeah, but they're also doing. They're also bringing back Ed and Nettie and doing it in that same anime style or cartoon
Why
style.
are they bringing back all these other cartoons that had their long run? They finished off Gracie that they can't bring back Symbiotic Titan or the.
Hey,
Green
I
Lantern
was happy.
animated series.
I was happy for Samurai Jack at least.
Okay, Samurai Jack
Oh,
at
yeah,
least
that-
was good. They didn't touch that one. They left the style alone.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, why can't they bring back the cartoons that need to come back, that deserve a revival?
Or an ending like Teen fucking Titans.
No, that's coming
Yeah.
back. No, Teen Titans is coming back.
I'll believe it when
Supposedly-
I see it.
Supposedly, there's a.
But there's a theory going around that tease might have just been for a crossover special. 'Cause there's going to be Teen Titans versus Teen Titans Go in the future.
Didn't the crew of Teen Titans Go make a video saying how hard animation is, or? And I'm thinking.
Yeah, that was when they had the channel controller guy.
I'm sorry. Am I
Control
supposed
freak.
to?
That's
Am I
one, yeah.
supposed to feel like? Am I supposed to feel guilty that I'm not a fan of this show? So I have to, but I still have to give. Oh, but the people work so hard on it. Yeah, it's still not good.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. What are you trying? What are you trying to get out of me?
I know some of the storyboarders of this. Like, I know some people who worked on Teen Titans Go. It doesn't mean it's a good show.
That's like
oh, no, I worked really hard on it. Yeah, my nephew worked really hard on that finger painting, and it still looks like rubbish.
I worked really hard on this shit this morning, but you don't see me framing it as a masterpiece.
This just reminds me of the whole millennials are killing blank. I'm sorry, it's not our job to make sure you stay in business.
It's the same
I'm
thing
so-
as the 100-hour crunch thing, and I'm just like, it's not our
That-
it's not our job to like it's not our job to buy stuff simply because you worked forever on it. And there's
here's a crazy idea. Don't have a release date. The only reason that we actually have release dates announced is so people can pre-order. That's the only reason. Like,
just release it when it's ready. Especially because how long has it been that Red Dead Redemption 2 has been in development? Like
8 years.
It used to be.
Hi, Ari.
Hey, Ari. Love you, Ari.
I wanted to just publicly shame my girlfriend and just be annoying, and you guys are talking about Cartoon Network and reboots, and I was intrigued.
It's Rockstar, okay? We can wait.
I mean, think about it. The window of releases with Rockstar, like Grand Theft Auto games, used to be like very short, but now like it's done when it's done, and I'm fine with that. But don't announce a release date if the game's not going to be ready then. Or here's the thing, push back. You can move a game.
Well, no, that'll make the shareholders unhappy. That'll make the suits unhappy. It's all about the fucking suits. I mean, seriously.
Who cares about the shareholders?
We
well,
don't.
CD Projekt Red clearly doesn't because they're their own fucking publisher.
Oh god, don't even talk about good old games and their stupid Twitter accounts.
I blocked them.
Like I was just about to say, who in the world was playing Red Dead Redemption 1 going, it's good, but I'd like the horse testicles to react when they're in cold weather.
and that's the thing, like, think about it this way. Like, yeah, there are some games that I find it hard to go back to because of the way they look. Like, we streamed Prince of Persia, The Sands of Time, and even with a little bit of an updated, like, look for the remaster, it still was a little bit hard to get back into. But it's still a good game. But I don't judge a game solely on graphics.
See, this is why I'm not even going to bother getting Red Dead Redemption. I'm not even going to play it. Like, why?
I mean,
now.
I mean, I don't own a PS4, but one game I'm actually looking forward to, and I'm hoping it's going to come out on PC like Crash did, is the remaster of
Spyro.
No, Medieval.
Oh yeah,
We
Medieval.
haven't heard anything about that lately, have we?
It was just announced.
Okay.
It was just announced recently.
Yeah,
Just announced recently. It was announced last year.
But no one
what?
talked about it.
Yeah, but new news of it came out over this week, and it said it wasn't not going to be a remaster. It was actually going to be kind of a reboot.
Like,
Remaster
essentially, I think they wanted to initially make it a remaster because there was a lot of remasters for a while. But now with the success of Crash and Spyro, I think they feel like they can get their money's worth by like a full-on remake. And that's the thing, like, I feel like there are some games that would really benefit from it. Like, I would love Radiata Stories to be remade from the ground up. The graphics don't need any doing. It's just like, all right, put it on the platform that actually people are playing, or something like that. Because, like, Spyro and Crash have shown. Oh, nice, Itchy. Thank you for the bits. We are 11
Wait a minute, hang on.
I cannot wait for the Spyro remake. The only thing that's really pissing me off is that, oh shit, I'm supposed to be working on this Spyro retrospective. I'm supposed to release in a few weeks. I need to get it finished.
But
it's like I loved Medieval. I mean, Medieval 2 was way better than the first one because it fixed a lot of the problems that the first one had. But the story was what drove me to it. And I mean, come on, you get a fallen hero that gets praise for actually being killed in the beginning. But
so it's Yu Yu Hakusho, the game?
Yeah, basically.
Also, I want to see remade is the original Ape Escape.
Yeah, that would be a good one, and especially because now that we've had games like Spyro and Crash that like have proven to sell because that we have an audience already in place, Ape Escape gets talked about a lot. I mean, hell, Kid Icarus talked about it quite a bit.
Kid Icarus.
Oh, Kid Icarus Uprising on Switch. Yes, please.
And Ant Dude talks about it. Like, there are people, there's an audience for PS1 games to be remade. And here's the thing, I want a lot of PS1 games to be remade, not because of, like, the controls or even something stupid like that, just because it's hard to find them physical releases, and I only want the game in physical release, and the discs always scratch. I have 2 versions of Final Fantasy IX because of this.
And don't even get me started on PS1, PS2s when it comes to their laser. You know, trying to get a new laser for a PS1 or PS2 is absolutely impossible these days. Well, one that works at least.
And the PS3 was only so much better because, like, yeah, they had the online kind of library, but it's just, like, they only put some of the games...
Whoa.
Library.
Wolfie's gonna be the only Grammy Nazi around
I will
here.
change...
Well, he isn't fucking here, so fuck him.
I will change
All right.
all your names to something stupid like I did for him.
But
Oh. What
Right.
could be more stupider than my actual name?
I will find a way.
He could change your name to
I'll change your name to...
Ligma.
No, I will change your name to the Riddler. Ooh, thank you for more 60 bits. Damn.
Do you know? Okay, but there is one game I think that truly, next to Resident Evil 2, there is another game that truly needs a from the ground up remake.
Clock Tower?
Silent Hill 2.
I own the game, but I've never actually played it more than 2 minutes, so I need to actually do that.
I've never played it at all. I only know about it because the memes are good.
One of these days...
Everyone always talks about Silent Hill 2 being one of the best games of all time. I've never played it myself personally. I need to, but I haven't gone around doing that.
One of these days I need to stream that. Oh, you're gonna watch the stream with me.
Okay, you shut your fucking whore mouth.
You're gonna watch the stream with me.
No, shut up. Quiet.
I'll play it with you.
No.
I'll keep you safe and protect you.
No, yeah. But I don't care anymore. You have lost all of my trust. I hate you.
Oh my god.
I have a tsundere for a girlfriend.
to your room.
You made the whole, you just ruined. You know, when it says 69 bits, I was like, nice. And then I realized, wait, this could get fucking twisted. So you know what, I'm not having fucking fun with this meme anymore. Because my fucking girlfriend's a slut.
No, I'm not a slut, I'm a thought. Get it right.
Oh,
yeah.
it's the same thing to me. Oh, 4-letter words. Fuck you.
Speaking of which, all those pictures I sent this morning, I am such a thought. I'm such a thought.
Nobody has to know about those.
Yeah, let's keep the TMI to a minimum, please.
Oh no, I sent pictures of me and my cat.
Oh, still, that's a little bit of TMI.
The pictures of me and my cat, none of it was lewd, so...
No, the way you phrased it, and...
Hey!
What's another name for a cat? I mean, come on.
I don't have one of those yet.
A feline?
Think of what they call cats in the UK.
Pussy?
A puss?
Thank you.
And boots?
No.
These boots are made for walking. That's just what they'll do.
One game series I would love to see a remake of, or at least brought out in a collection series, with the minus of one game of it series, is the Breath of Fire series.
I haven't played any of those, but everyone says they're really, really good. Problem is, I've never actually got into them.
The third one to me was to me the best. Well, the fourth one is okay, great. You know, I'm still not a fan of early cell shading.
I would love a remake of stuff like Legend of Dragoon or The Last Story, or there's a ton of games that
The Last Story? Really?
We're never fucking getting a Last Story remake. Come on.
I don't care what you say.
It didn't sell well. How much did you pay for your copy again?
A lot of money.
Exactly.
Yeah, but he had to pay a lot of money because he's American. Because she's American.
You're fired.
What about the remake? How about the remake of Pirates of the Caribbean?
What the fuck?
What?
Oh, wait, which one are you talking about?
No, Disney is talking about remaking the Pirates of the Caribbean.
Fuck that noise.
Why?
Hold on. With the script writers from Deadpool.
I don't care. That first of all, the tone's not going to be right. Second of all, here's the thing: you can't do it anymore because obviously the person who plays Jack Sparrow is a horrible. Depp is a horrible person. But the problem is you can't make Pirates of the Caribbean without Depp because Depp was Pirates of the Caribbean.
Yeah, but a lot of people are screaming.
Nobody's watching the movie.
Well, no one watched the last movie either, so yeah.
Oh no, I did. Cat's gonna be pissed.
I liked the last one, if only because it tied up every single loose ends and like a nice neat ending, and so it was done. It was good. It was a good ending until they ruined it.
It was a boring movie and it sucked and I hated it.
Better than 4. Better than 4.
Are we talking about wait, are we talking about Pirates or Deadpool?
Pirates.
Pirates.
Good, because Deadpool's awesome.
No one was talking about Deadpool though. Like, yeah,
I mean,
the tone is so completely different though.
Deadpool 2, you could say that it's not as good as the first, but I really fucking like Deadpool 2 because it's just a 2-hour Logan joke. It's a 2-hour-long Logan joke, and it's fucking awesome.
It's a 2-hour-long gay joke. Basically, like, Colossus is gay for him.
Nothing was going to match the original initial awe and ha-ha of the original Deadpool. Nothing was going to beat that.
My biggest problem is the story. I think it was very, like, aimless. There wasn't enough, like, going... Like, it felt like there was too much going on, but not enough going on. And I feel like they could have used a little bit more direction and possibly another draft of the script. But I thought it was as funny as the first. That wasn't like it was never the problem was never that it wasn't funny. The problem was always that, you know, they needed a better villain for one, and they needed a little bit better direction.
Well, it kind of it's like I'm still so confused why it's like Deadpool and Colossus when it should be Deadpool's Cable, and they acknowledge that, and it's like I am still confused.
I like that they made fun of dubstep. That was the best part of that.
Yeah. Is dubstep still a thing in the future? Dubstep is for pussies.
I was like, but I like dubstep. I like EDM. Admittedly,
they play like fucking Skrillex.
That's not real dubstep. Trust me. Like I listened to some underground shit that makes the mainstream shit look like it makes it look like house music. So I used to study electronic music in college, and I learned how to beat match and all that other stuff. But it's one of those things where if you just listen to the radio, you don't know what you're talking about yet.
I mean, Ryan Reynolds has already signed a contract to do another Deadpool movie and an X Factor movie,
which I'm fine for. I'm waiting for X Force.
No, X Factor. That was his group.
No. X Factor is another team. But X Force. I love the fucking X Force joke. It's completely pointless. They kill off the entire team, but I don't care because it was hilarious.
Rest in peace, Terry Crews. You didn't deserve it.
I can't believe they actually filmed Terry Crews footage of him being badass just for the trailer, just to truly fool us. Wow.
Dude, have you seen Training Day? The first shot you see of Terry Crews in Training Day is him clapping so that some birds can come.
Is someone snoring?
My dog.
No. Okay.
Yeah, sorry.
It's okay.
Okay, I got one more thing I gotta mention, and then I need to go because I got some stuff I need to take care of. The people are screaming that they still want one more Wolverine movie. They still want one more, but they want.
No.
They already killed him off. What more are they gonna do in the Fox continuity?
No.
Death is a revolving door when it comes to Wolverine.
Honestly, but they gave him a good ending. As much as I hate the timelines in these new movies, I loved Logan. And that's the thing, like, I want a new slate because I can't follow the continuity of the X-Men movies any goddamn more.
No more Hugh? I assume Hugh is retired from Wolverine, right?
Yeah, Logan was
his last movie.
Standoff. I mean, his send-off. And it was also the last time Sir Patrick Stewart was going to be playing the Professor. But
they basically stated that unless they're in an Avengers movie, they're not going to come back. And that's probably not going to be for a while, if
Of
done.
course, there was the scene at the end of Deadpool 2, which I will think it was the best scene ever.
Fuck Logan. This motherfucker
the-
thinks he can come in and
the
steal
only-
my R rating? Fuck you.
The only thing that made that credit scene of Deadpool going through time any better would have him sneaking into the Fox library and leaking the original Deadpool footage.
I loved the cameo from like the rest of the cast of X-Men. He's just like, oh, they can only afford a couple people, and the whole room opens.
No, I'm willing to bet that every single one of those X-Men did that cameo completely for free. Wait, you want us to be in an inside joke for 5 seconds at Deadpool? Yeah, sign me up.
We're gonna put you in
Fuck, I would
full
do it for
makeup and
free.
everything.
And it's that sort of.
They would be like, oh yeah, we gotta do this, we gotta do that.
And I mean, honestly, that's what I'm saying. It's like Deadpool 2. Those jokes are still on point. They still like had some really great meta humor. I loved seeing like Ryan Reynolds like completely like lose his shit and whatnot. I just really don't think the plot device that started it all was very good. And it's like, it's not just because they killed off the female character. It's that it was pointless because, you know, the ending.
No, it wasn't entirely pointless. They needed to use it so they could have the Celine Dion song.
I mean, if it wasn't for the after credit sequence, I would have said that the entire movie could have not been made and we would have lost nothing. I mean, we
But
still have
even
some great
They
jokes.
like retconned the entire movie.
That's
in
my
the fucking
point.
After credits.
That's my point. It was the after credit scene, while amazing, rendered the entire film entirely pointless.
Yeah, but that's just part
Plus,
of Deadpool's thing.
That and you're not, none of you are even mentioning the best part of that movie, Domino.
Domino,
Oh,
fuck me
yeah.
up. Fuck
I've
me
got
up.
a lame friend who cosplays Domino perfectly. Oh damn! Ooh.
Yeah. That and I hope that in the end, Cable learned to judge people by not by the color of their skin, but the content of their character.
Yeah.
All
All right, I'm gonna have to go. I got stuff I gotta do.
Yeah.
One thing I want to mention is, y'all do watch the trailer for the new Mary Poppins movie.
No,
Yeah, it looks
fuck
pretty
that
good.
noise.
Not yet, but I'm gonna have to for Disney debate. So
Yeah, I'm actually looking forward to it. So, until next time, everyone, do not kill anybody. If you do, save the blood for me. Until next
I'm not
time.
making any promises. Okay.
Until next time.
later.
See ya.
And he's gone.
With
Fuck you.
what?
Oh no, it's just my tablet froze up and I'm trying to collect material for my next fucking video, but it's not fucking working right now.
I blame
I blame
Disney.
technology.
I blame society.
I blame that asshole guy that read the school that tortured the children in Deadpool 2.
Yeah, I think New Mary Poppins looks decent, but then again, I loved Saving Mr. Banks, so that's me.
Never seen it.
It's a great film. It is a really great film about the making of Mary Poppins, and honestly, it made me fall in love with the first film all over again.
It's like
I
not
can't
high
wait
priority for me to
I
watch because
can't-
I've never seen the first and I don't like Walt Disney.
And yet you
can't-
watch my show.
Well, I have no excuse.
I mean,
Not even Tom Hanks could make Walt Disney likable.
Tom Hanks is about to be Mr. fucking Rogers. You take that back.
Tom Hanks' Walt Disney was amazing.
What I'm saying is that Walt Disney is such an asshole. Not even Tom Hanks portraying him could make him likable.
Okay, yeah, no,
Walt
that's true.
Disney.
No, Tom Hanks' Walt Disney was brilliant. I don't care what you say, and I don't care how you feel about it. That role was brilliant, honestly.
Yeah, he was good in it, but it didn't make Walt Disney likable.
Yes, it did. Shut up. You're Australian. You wouldn't
Walt was a
understand.
fucking money whore and an asshole who created that fucking money whore asshole mouse. So fuck Walt Disney. And his fucking mouse, too.
Fuck Walt Disney.
Guys, what did I say about bashing companies?
But he's dead.
Guys?
Okay, we'll stop.
What are my companies? No, we just weren't allowed to bash game developers.
Just stop, okay?
Alright, we'll stop.
Fine.
What the fuck? This is launch? The shit? There's like 200 chapters. Okay,
I was
sorry.
gonna ask, who's excited for the new She-Ra cartoon?
I am excited because I
No,
saw the
kind
trailer
of.
and it looks really good.
The character designs.
I like
so
them.
many of those character designs just has me just...
Some people are suggesting for some reason that She-Ra's trans.
He looks a little bit like a boy.
A little bit, but then again, you kind of have to give her muscles if she's going to, like, you know, fight. A little bit,
But, like-
make her fit, girl. You know.
Yeah, but like a lot of people were mad because she didn't look feminine enough. But it's like, guys, she looks like she's like 14. But even then, I do agree with the whole she's not feminine enough argument because she looks like a goddamn dude.
I would say this, that she's the exact same age she was in the original cartoon, 16.
Where she looked like a Barbie
Wait,
doll.
really?
Yeah.
Honestly,
Wow, I
that
did not
She was
know
16,
that.
and she was 16 in the original cartoon as well.
Wait, how old was he, man?
I think the
I
same
think
age.
he was the same age.
Th-
Yeah.
there-
Holy fucking shit, are you kidding me?
yeah, they were supposed to
They were
be
both
like
16.
teenagers.
So
This is like,
You're
you know I haven't
cons-
seen the original shit.
the fact is that everyone who complains that the new She-Ra isn't hot is saying you're saying that you can't sexually fantasize over a 16-year-old girl.
Enigma. I have one character for you. Momo.
Momo?
None of the characters
How
in
old
My
is
Hero
Momo in
are
My
old
Hero
enough.
Academia again?
That's Japan. That's different. That's Japan. That's different.
Oh my god.
Enigma, go to your room.
Go to your hole with all your ton of Momo porn.
Go to your room. And
Lock yourself in there with all the fucking...
You do realize that you're gonna try.
porn.
Wait. Are you trying to guilt me into not posting in the loot channel anymore? Because that's
No,
what you're
I'm just-
doing. What do you want, dude?
I mean, like, if you guys weren't posting, I would just fill it up with all of my fucking gay yaoi shit.
it's already gay as is. I would
It already
post.
Is gay as it is.
I mean, I would post more stuff there, but then again, like, you guys post frequently enough for most of my needs, so I'm good.
And I'm posting enough as it is, and I'm not even counting the weird stuff I don't post.
Go to your room.
See, I love this reaction. If you didn't
I
give me
can't
reactions
blame-
like this, I wouldn't do stuff like this, okay?
I mean, I can't blame Enigma because my friends are like, hey, Ari, what's your fanfic account? And I'm like, none of y'all will ever see my fanfic account. And they're like, well, we showed you ours. Like, why won't you show us yours? And I'm like, because there's a lot of kinky fucking shit on there, alright?
Also, that whole phrase that you just said, phrasing.
Oh, damn it, hero! Fuck Walt Disney and his money fucking asshole mouse. Ari, 2018.
I'm gonna fucking...
Put that on a cup.
You know what? Hang on.
Put it on a shirt.
Taking this real quick, hang the fuck on.
Put it on a shirt.
This is going... Hold on. Can I put it here? Oh, let's see if I can do it.
Let's see.
Damn it, it's too long!
If I could die,
Put it on a shirt.
if I could damn it, Deadpool, you make me get into Celine Dion and Cher again.
Alright, I'm going back to this. Halloween Town's annoying
Alright,
because of
did
those
it.
goddamn wizard minions, so I'm gonna go back to
Check my
Halloween
Twitter.
Town. I'm
Check
grinding in Halloween Town today, so I guess this is part of Spoop Month still.
Uh-huh.
Jesus.
Stupid fucking Vexen and his vexing face. I hate him.
I'll probably keep this up for like a week.
We've already been going almost 2 hours.
We're just a bunch of kinky weirdos, aren't we? All of us.
Yeah, pretty much.
Well, I mean, I'm a transgender lesbian woman, so I mean, nothing's weird to me.
And that's not even the weirdest thing I've heard today. I've heard asexual lesbian robot.
What the fuck? Where?
My friend Ava describes herself as an asexual lesbian robot.
Well, that's not the weirdest fucking roleplay thing I've ever heard in my life.
Life is weird.
Life is strange.
Damn it, Jake!
Nice. Thank you for the 69 bits. We are.
Please stop sending her 69 bits.
She's giving me ideas.
Please
Yeah, look,
stop
if you're going to be creative, send 420 bits. Wink,
Yeah,
wink.
please.
Thank you for the
Somebody please have
bits.
some bits for that.
We are almost 15% of the way to our first goal. I thank you.
On the way to tits.
On the way to the first payout, and actually getting money that will be used directly for paying for tits and chest surgery.
Oh, alright. Mihi. Everyone knows Mihi, right?
I believe so. Yeah, I do.
Hospital about to give birth, it looks like.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, Mihi. Michelle?
Might not know her, but like she's one of the regular Twitter posters that we frequent.
Yeah.
Yeah, I still don't know.
Well, yeah, because
So-
she probably one of the regular people that we used to chat with, I think, back in the reviewer days. Anyway, that is awesome.
She's in life, yeah, that's cool.
But yeah, so thank you guys for the continued bits. Any bits help, even if it's just a little bit. They do add up. However, if you do want to donate, the donate button is there underneath my Twitch icon, or if you're watching on Twitch, you can directly donate through PayPal if you so choose. It is all, once again, going to my chest surgery and transition. So I thank you. While we grind out in Halloween Town for more levels and cards, because I need more cards. I must get the heart of the cards.
This is Halloween. Assholes already going to parties, even though the fucking holiday is 4 days away.
There was a party tonight that I was gonna go to, but it started to rain like crazy. So I'm like, if I don't trust myself in the rain around the assholes that drive around here. And believe me, there's a ton of assholes driving that I don't want to be around. So,
oh, you clearly haven't been in Detroit on a Friday night.
I don't want to be in Detroit on a Friday night.
Good, don't.
But yeah, so I was initially planning on going to the party for a little bit and then coming back for the stream, but this is actually better. We get to stream early for once, and I'm probably going to be going for another 2-3 hours. I'm feeling good, honestly. I've been feeling really happy lately, and I mean, part of it is thanks to my wonderful girlfriend.
Shut up! No, shut up! You should man. No.
Look, I'm not trying to embarrass you. I'm just saying that you have made me very happy lately, and I thank you for that. And a large part of it is that I'm finally feeling like for a while there was a bit of a time where I felt like a lot of my progress and transition was kind of halted. Because there was a lot of the legal stuff was I had to wait on things, and it was just it was one of those things where I always felt like I was taking 2 steps backward and not enough forward. But a lot of things are progressing, and I'm feeling happy with the way I look. I'm feeling happy with the way transition is going, and I mean, a large part of that was last week when I got to actually fully present and dress up. But I've just been very happy lately, and I have not felt depressed. So I'm ready to go. I'm ready to get some stuff done. I also don't feel pressure to put out a video every single goddamn week because I'm waiting for YouTube to sort its shit out right now.
Which you fucking won't.
No,
Um,
it won't.
I'm sorry.
Like, well, I mean, I have 2 copyright strikes that I'm waiting to go away for the History of One Piece episode, and I'm waiting for my channel to be actually, like, remonetized. So, you know, it's gonna be a little bit. I'm only gonna be posting, like, podcasts for a little bit, and archived streams. But, you know, hey, I'm having more fun streaming in Twitch right now anyway, and it gives me a chance to relax a little bit. Plus the last few major videos that I have planned for this year, like the History of One Piece, Baccano, Blood Blockade Battlefront, and then the crossover with Hagen. Those are going to be big enough to fill any voids. And then I probably am going to take maybe, I'm planning to take a little bit of time off after that. Not a full month, but like a couple weeks to where I don't post videos just for the new year. But then I'm going to come back with Danganronpa 2, and I have much stuff planned for next year, but I'm, again, waiting for YouTube to sort its shit.
Yeah, have you seen Markiplier's video where he talked about how YouTube was fucked up?
I haven't heard Markiplier's, but it's not just us. Like, even the million, like, subscriber YouTube people are starting to feel the problem.
Like, Markiplier said
the
that the
6
reason
million
why views
the
and
6
shit is going down, one of the reasons is because Google shut down Google Plus. And if you remember 2014 in the Bob Army, that was a thing, because a lot of fucking YouTube accounts are linked to goddamn Google Plus. So, because Google Plus got shut down, it's fucking with YouTube and its servers.
Oh, that's why they had that massive shutdown last week.
Yeah, like...
Yeah, because there was a leak, a data breach or something, or a leak or something that happened with Google Plus, and before Google did anything about it, they just said, you know what, nobody's fucking using it, we're just gonna shut it the fuck down. And that in turn ended up fucking with YouTube.
Yeah, and now, like, my views have been down since I started being demonetized. I don't know if it's because of this or that. Like, I've definitely seen a drop in subscribers. But then again, I attribute a lot of that to I deleted the One Piece opening video simply because I don't want that getting hit too. I'm just like, fuck it. If you're gonna just subscribe to me for one video that I just put up on a whim, you know, it's not worth it. So, I mean, I've been definitely seeing some view drops. Even with like the new DuckTales, I'm surprised it's only at 100 views right now. Which, like, there are a lot of people asking when the next episode was gonna come out, and I post it. And I don't
When's
think...
the next history of DuckTales?
When
Oh, God,
was the
yeah.
next history of Duck Piece? But the thing is, I don't think it's going to everyone's inboxes. And I don't know if it's because, like, they haven't rung the bell. Because I don't usually, like, talk about that shit. But it's like...
I hate that bell concept. I loathe it so goddamn much.
But
It
here's
hasn't worked
the
for me
issue,
sometimes.
too. Even if you hit the bell... There are times where I don't get updates for people who I have their bell rung for, too. If you don't watch regularly, like, they stagger it. So it's like, okay, the people who watch every single day, they will immediately get the notification. If you have the bell rung, maybe you'll get it within a day or two. If you don't have either of those, you might get it within a week. That's why you're seeing older videos get more views. So I've stopped, like, caring too much about a weekly release because I get my views over time now. And granted, the one exception was when I posted History of One Piece. Immediately 400 views. Immediately, because people want this shit. But it was only up for 3 days before Toei happened.
The bell doesn't even work sometimes. Like, I remember one time, my bell notification for a new episode of Dub Talk, it didn't come until like hours later, and I was like, dude, what the fuck? And then today, I think it was today that Super Butterbuns tweeted that her sister's brother didn't get the fucking bell notification for her latest video until like days later. So now even that's being fucked. And okay, let's just like trace the order of events. YouTube was trying to fix the fucking flagging system.
All right, what's that noise in the background?
The entire site went down. That's I think that's Hero.
Hero?
I'm having to turn around. So
It's okay. Yeah. It's a backward system. It's a backward system because the whole point of subscribers back in the day was that you subscribed because you wanted to watch their content. Granted, sub for sub started. And I always hated sub for sub because it's basically a way to game the algorithm. And I think that's why they originally started doing it, is because people would subscribe and not watch. So you'd see high subscriber count, but low view count until the algorithm took over. And they didn't want that. I understand that. But it's just that right now, you see people like, some call me Johnny, Super Butterbuns, who are arguably like really, really popular. They got popular quick, and then now they're seeing the dip in views because their subscribers aren't getting notified. So unless you watch their channel every single day, like you're not gonna get it. And I can't guarantee that notifications from people are gonna be in my inbox, which is why I just constantly check for updates from my favorite YouTubers. And even then, it's a crapshoot because like Linkara always had a weekly schedule until recently because his 10-year anniversary, like he has so many big things. So he's not always going to be right out on time. So I have to wait till the next day, but I have to wait to get my updates on Twitch, not Twitch, Twitter. It's like, I understand that they want to make sure that the people who actually really want to subscribe and watch the content get it, but they're reversing the system. It is a complete broken system, and more and more people are finding, unless they even million subscriber people are not getting notified. Hell, I doubt even Game Grumps are safe at this point. I don't know what YouTube thinks. Maybe they want just whales now, but even then some of their whales are dying. Like, it's just what is going on with this?
Well,
I mean, the whole thing with YouTube is that saying, "Oh, well, we didn't notify you because you haven't watched them in a while." I'm sorry, that's not your fucking decision to make.
It's not our problem.
If I don't want to get their notifications anymore, then I'll unsubscribe to them.
And it's just like not fucking appealing to their bullshit algorithm, because unless you're uploading every single fucking day with a 10-minute video, you're not gonna get promoted. That's how like so many fucking vlog channels are still surviving. But even in the algorithm, it's like becoming more and more apparent how fucked it is, because in Markiplier's video, he says, hey, I asked him a bunch of important questions and they don't respond. And there are creators that are exposing YouTube. Like there was one creator who was at a creator summit, and he said, hey, if you fucking swear in your videos, you're gonna get half of your pay. And he got iced out. There was another creator that exposed YouTube. He got iced out. So now YouTube won't even talk to them anymore. That second creator, he exposed them for their whole secret rating system where, you know, actual fucking human beings were rating the channel. And he said, hey, this is what I just learned, posted it on Twitter. Everybody knows YouTube fucking cunt him. So like now he's not even getting, you know, invited to summits anymore. And Markiplier said that he's in a really good position, but for someone like him that has that amount of like he has with those kinds of numbers, and YouTube is treating him in such a way that says something. And Philip DeFranco also commented on it. He says, hey, we're trying to work with YouTube and we're trying to figure out what the hell is going on, and they won't respond. And it's no secret or surprise that YouTube has a big transparency issue, because they just do fucking useless bullshit all the time, and they don't comment on it until after it fucking happens. But
as someone who deals with this, like who currently is dealing with this, because they demonetized my channel for duplication.
And that makes no sense because fucking Shuon had tweeted out that YouTube put in a new fucking tool so that you can delete videos that were re-uploaded from your channel due to a fucking match system.
That's part of it, though. Here's the thing, and just let me finish this point because there's a lot involved here. I spent a lot of time talking with Kristen, who is my who's my manager over at Screenwave. So she has been hard at work with me back and forth for the past 2 months as we figured shit out. First thing is, YouTube started a new experimental system. This system, I believe it's part of that duplication process, but it's a bot algorithm thing that goes through and just flags channels for duplication. A lot of anime channels have been hit. I know Vega was hit by something too, and her channel's taken down for something that she didn't do. So there's an experimental process. They don't even know what's going on. YouTube does not even understand half of what is happening with this new algorithm. So trying to talk to someone is hard. Kristen had to go to 3 different teams of YouTube just to get the appeal to go through, just to allow me to appeal, because they said that none of my history was there. Like they said, I've been on YouTube now for over 4 years, and I have a history and my stats are readily available, but they said initially that there's not enough data for us to go on to take your appeal with like before the 30 days, because normally they want to wait 30 days because whatever. But initially they told us, hey, you don't have enough data. And I'm like, I was just wondering what the hell, because I have the data right in my fucking hands right here. A month later, they finally get the chance to appeal, and there was a glitch in the system where it showed that I didn't have enough watch hours to remonetize my channel. That went away in 4 hours. So, like, there's all this weird bullshit going on. And then there's this stuff where, like, now, if you appeal a content ID claim that blocks your video, it used to be that it would become viewable immediately until the claim, like, went through the process. So, like, in the case of, like, Toei, it would be 30 days the video would be viewable, and then they would try to take it down, and then you'd have, like, a month where it'd be down, and then you get it back up. Well, now it's blocked still. Like, a company can choose to block it while the appeal process is going through without even any way of people viewing it. And there's just, like, random things happening in place that there's not enough communication. And even the teams at YouTube that you get in touch with give you gated off processes just to speak to a person that knows what the fuck is going on. And this has been the past 2 months for me, because I have not, like, Kristen has not been able to jump to a higher level because they keep giving her the runaround, even though we've been through this before. It's almost like they want to stop making YouTube a user-created network and instead employ people who are like celebrities already. It seems like that's the direction that they want to go.
That is where they want to go, because, like, they constantly fucking lie to us through Twitter and shit. Like, oh, the algorithm isn't broken. You won't get a drop in views if you don't upload in like a week. And then fucking Susan is like, everybody on YouTube deserves to make a fucking living. And I know you said no bashing anyone, but I'm pissed right now. So fuck Susan, fuck that fucking whore, fuck everyone who just says, hey, this isn't true, we work at YouTube. No, fuck you, because like people fucking experience it. There are people who have to rely on this fucking site month for month now and are just like so ready to give up because they're not pulling in the fucking numbers or the fucking revenue, because YouTube is so fucked up at this point. The algorithm is beyond fucked because you have fucking videos that play to it that aren't getting the views. Like, one of the most underrated channels I'm subscribed to is Nerd City. They made this fucking video on Jake Paul during like the peak of the Paul brothers controversy. Not the peak, but it was around the boxing match. That video was amazing. It just had stellar fucking editing work. It was well researched. That video should have went viral. It should have had just millions of views in its first day. Didn't fucking reach it because fuck YouTube and their fucking algorithm. So this site is just fucking crumbling in on itself. And the only people on the site that, you know, actually matter are fucking celebrities, already well-established celebrities who don't need YouTube's fucking help. But I get it. It's a business. It's a commercial product, but you shouldn't just fucking push away the people that made your motherfucking site, which is exactly what they're doing right now, and it's infuriating. You have fucking YouTubers here who are constantly changing the fucking game and aren't even getting the fucking attention for it. When the first episode of Shane Dawson's The Mind of Jake Paul dropped, more fucking views than the fucking Will Smith video that was #1 on goddamn trending. That is bullshit, okay?
Like, I've definitely done a lot of highly researched, incredibly long analysis videos that should have gotten way more attention than they actually got. Like, hell, I'm still surprised Final Fantasy 1 is lower than it is. It's only at 3,000 views. But that shit, like, that took me 2 years to make. It's one of those things where we get pushed behind this algorithm, and if we don't, like, take the new trending topic or whatever, it's not enough. And honestly, if they were to go the direction where they say, okay, no, well, nobody can use YouTube as a user-created platform, I would be happy. I don't think they're going to publicly come out and do that, because that would lose them. Like, people would go to a new video platform immediately, and I think they're aware of that. But that seems to be where things are headed, and if so, then give us a new video platform. I mean, granted, we've tried.
Do you realize that you're streaming on it right now?
Well, the thing is, there are problems with Twitch, and I have a lot of my videos backed up on Twitch. I have all my anime stuff, and I'm working on getting other stuff up there. But the biggest problem right now with Twitch is that you have to put a game in the subject when you upload a video. So, like, you have a video premiere, and it showcases any video you want uploaded. You can put your title, your description, all that as standard stuff. However, you have to connect it to a game, even though they say you can put anything up now. I don't know if they're going to change that on Twitch, but essentially they still want Twitch to look as a game platform. So, I mean, granted, if Twitch changes that, that's the one issue I have right now with Twitch. If Twitch changes that, they can have my exclusive video premieres for whatever. Because, like, granted, they already History of One Piece has been up for a month and a half on Twitch before it was able to go up on YouTube. So, I mean, I don't mind putting exclusives up on Twitch. I feel like there needs to be a couple more updates to make things a little bit easier. Still, though, like, if Twitch is putting their hand into the game, that would be the next best thing. Sites like VidMe and whatnot don't really have as much of a legal case, but streaming is a different story. Like, yeah, you can view archived streams, and streaming legally is protectable by law, regardless of most content. You can even like legally stream like anime and other content. Because it's not 100% the letter of the law, and there's something to do with streaming rather than actually like posting it as a video. That's the difference. But I don't know it myself. I'm not a lawyer.
Oh, Jesus fucking Christ.
No one here is a lawyer.
Can we go back to like YouTube in 2014, where the biggest problem was the fucking Bob Army?
The biggest problem back in 2014 was you had a lot of content ID claims. Like, it was a different problem because, like, you could fight them, but, like, here's the progression. 2010, everything would be taken down, no question, so you didn't want to post on YouTube.
was like a 2009 thing.
Yeah, and then it
Yeah.
changed around like 2013, 2014 to where you could fight some of it, and it was easier, and I was able to post more, and less things were being flagged, and then it went right back the opposite direction. So it's like, I really do wish things were back to a simpler time. And yeah,
I wish there was some actual competition to YouTube, but we all know that's not going to happen.
Twitch
Yeah,
is
because YouTube is owned by fucking Google.
Twitch is the best competition they have, and Twitch is quite big. And I mean, they have marathons of stuff like Doctor Who. There's competition, but you have to build the platform yourself. Right now, like, the max viewers this stream is 5. Granted, I don't have a regular stream schedule yet, and I'm working on that. That's partly.
We need more interactive. We need to get the later, you don't know, Jax.
Well, yeah, like a lot of it has been my health, and I haven't been able to have like a regular good schedule, and that's gonna be changing. Trust me, but that's part of it. But like, my archive streams do all right for certain things, but there is definitely a certain thing that Twitch could do better to help people out. And I guess they don't do that. Like, Twitch is constantly improving. And for the most part, I like the improvements they made. I didn't initially like the archiving improvements, but they've gotten actually better about, like, okay, if you want to highlight your video, like, here's a scrub bar. And it is actually better now than it's been before. But Twitch, if you're listening to this, like, I would like more options for certain things, and I would essentially like you to take this away from a game platform, allow me to put in tags for certain things, or allow me to, instead of saying what game is this video of, just say movie or whatever, and allow people to submit stuff, because that would allow things to go, I think, a lot better. But I mean, that's my 2 cents. I like Twitch a little bit more than YouTube at the moment, and even with small problems.
I wish I could come back to Twitch. I miss this fucking platform. It's just that my home life is fucking shit.
Wait till you move in. Things will be better.
I gotta move on. I don't know.
I love you.
Can we just like talk about how the title of the stream has with Chiaki in it, and I don't see fucking Chiaki anywhere besides the fucking icon down there?
When I was starting up, she was on my lap for about 25 minutes, and I was about ready to start, and then she jumped off my lap and left.
Well, shit.
And she kept crawling up to me afterwards, but she didn't jump on my lap. And I'm like, Chiaki, you're making me a liar. But you know, that's the thing. You can't schedule a cat, I guess.
You can't trust kitties. Trust the doggo. The doggos won't betray you.
No, kitties are furry, and they're lovable.
But
Dogs
are also furry.
No, they have hair. There's a difference between fur and hair. And
they both have fucking fur. What are you talking about?
Dogs have hair.
Dogs have fur. Jewel.
Do you not know the difference between dog hair and cat fur?
Oh, I don't know. I have a dog. My dad's fiance has a cat. You have a cat.
They're very
I can
different.
tell the
One is nice and soft, and one is smelly.
Have you pet my dog?
Not really.
Care
I
of that
don't
fur.
like dogs, remember?
I take care of that fur. That is some nice, soft, clean. Will be clean once we get rid of the fleece fur.
There's the first problem. Fleas.
Cats get fucking fleas too.
Not my cat. It's an indoor cat. So no, my cat does not have fleas. Thank you very much.
Well, what if Midnight has fleas?
Midnight has this flea and tick thing that makes it so there's no fleas or ticks on him, and he's better off for it. Also, he is an old man, and he's so lovable, and I love that pygmy cat to death.
Okay, so what makes my dog different from your cat?
Aggressive and scary.
Excuse me, ma'am, but when Jewel first met you, she came up to you and licked your face.
Yes, but at the same time, when I'm trying to get her to not attack my cat, or when I'm
in a cage,
or when I'm trying to get her away from the window, barking at something, like.
Okay, this is clearly okay. Calm the hell down. What the hell?
Ari, calm down.
I am calm.
Now kiss and make up, okay?
But she's all the way in Rhode Island.
I mean, we could stream it.
I'm all the way in Detroit.
But here's the thing: dogs scare me, and like they have way too much energy for me. I cannot control them, and I cannot I don't have the strength to stop them from attacking people or from doing something, and therefore I'm just afraid. They could be the nicest dogs in the world. I don't care. I'm scared of them, unless they're like there are some that are very, very docile, but like even like some little dogs are like vicious, and it's just.
Oh yeah, no, little dogs are the fucking worst. Fuck small dogs.
So again, it's not a knock against Jewel. It's not a knock. You know, I know you like your dogs. I'm sorry. I'm just. Dogs to me are scary. And they represent pain, lots of pain.
You didn't realize my dog is an old lady. She's turning 8 next week.
I do understand this, but dogs represent pain.
You know, I was nice when I was saying 2 dogs and 3
Lots
cats.
of pain.
Change it to 3 dogs, 2 cats.
My prediction.
17
I can
cats.
have 3 dogs. No, I can't. What am I talking about?
17 cats.
No, we're not getting 17 fucking cats.
But I like cats.
You do realize that pet owners spend around $1,000 a year to keep their animal fucking happy and healthy and safe. So 17 cats means $17,000 to $20,000 you're spending on 17 little felines in a year. How do you expect to fucking have that money?
I'll worry about it when we have cats.
Okay, well, looks like I am gonna have to become a cam girl really soon. Alright, cool.
I mean, I could become
where's
a cam...
my fucking Balzac cosplay?
I could become a cam girl, but, you know, I need bigger tits first.
Let's see, what's trending right now? Splatoon, Bowsette, Kingdom Hearts isn't... Well, Kingdom Hearts is kind of trending.
Bouette.
You can put together a Marina cosplay and you'll be good to go.
I am doing Marina. I'm gonna try and do her at a Combra.
You need to take plenty of photos of you as Marina because Marina is my waifu and I don't care who starts.
Meanwhile, I am over here.
Oh no, let's get Ari off!
Meanwhile, I will be over here in my Kyrie dress. And I will be happy with that. And I think her internet just kind of went crap for a second there.
American internet. It's about as reliable as American healthcare.
I just derped. I guess I'm just gonna take this as a sign for me to get the hell out, finish editing my video and my audio, and hurry up and watch the last 2 episodes of Castlevania.
I mean, I would prefer you to stick around, but if you can't, you can't.
I actually have the energy now, but it's like, maybe I should go and edit. I don't know. It's not a lot to edit.
Trust me, editing is just something you can do pretty much anytime you want.
Yeah, but like I'm trying to upload every 4 days because of YouTube's fucking bullshit algorithm.
I honestly have just given up and just do whatever the hell I want now. Okay, if I get 5 views on something I work like two months on, you know what? Fuck it.
Honestly, it's something that I've basically said to myself for the past couple videos. I've basically just said to myself, I'm doing this for fun. I'm doing this for me. If people like it, then good. But it's like I have a job. I'm working on a 3-part Sparrow retrospective. That's probably seeming like 300 views in total. So
I was gonna say that view count is basically like me with the Ace Attorney videos.
I mean,
Like,
over time, yeah. Over
I used to
time,
get,
it's
like,
gonna get
4
better.
I used to get 500 views an episode because I had things like Utopia, Screw Attack, and Go Nintendo featuring my stuff, and that's no longer the case. Screw Attack's gone, Utopia's gone, and other sites just don't want to feature, you know, nobody reviews from nobody anymore.
I used to, like, last year I got 300, like, basically an average of 300 on like every video, and then 500 to 600 for larger videos, and then 1,000 for my major reviews. But now I'm lucky to even get that 300 because of the way they keep changing the algorithm, and it's just like, okay, I'm fine.
It's kind of like a TV network trying to get rid of a TV show and putting it into a terrible time slot. And then when it's actually getting better, they decide just to fuck it with it again.
It's like, yeah, I was doing really, really well, but it's just like, nope, we're not gonna promote you or whatever. And I'm just like, honestly, it's whatever. People, I have my fans. People watch. I'm fine with it. I'm happy with the content I produce, and I do it for myself, and I don't do it to make money. I would like to, but at this stage of the game, it's not a viable platform for anyone. Even the people who are on it and using it to make a living, they constantly have to work harder and harder. Just look at the completionist and see, because he has to. Yeah. Sorry, go ahead. He puts out 6 to 8 videos a month now, like where he used to only put out 1 a week. So, it's crazy.
Like, I used to do an episode a week. I used to do videos every week, but I just completely burned out after like 3 years.
It's draining on you, and even then, like, even me with podcasts, like this year I started getting burnt out simply because like keeping up with something in order to game the algorithm. Like with DuckTales, I had to post like before the next episode aired, and I was like so burnt out by the end of that, like that period. Granted, I'm doing much better now, and I'm like, things get out when they get out. I'm not gaming the algorithm. I'm not gonna do this or that because it's not worth it. It really isn't, because if you're not into it, at a certain point, you're just,
the algorithm is gonna cause YouTube to crash.
It's starting to.
That YouTube blackout that one night, that was it.
Actually, I just heard that when YouTube blacked out, Pornhub streams went up.
I mean, I don't.
What the fuck else are you gonna do?
Let's be honest here. Productivity in general went back up when YouTube went down. It's kind of like when Facebook went down a few years back.
Yeah, like
productivity actually went up.
When YouTube went down, I wasn't scared or nervous or anything. I was just like, you know what? I'm intrigued to see what happens. I'm interested because that was a big thing. And
we don't need no water. Let the motherfucker burn.
Burn, mother. Burn.
I mean, if YouTube goes down, it'll be like when MySpace died and everyone went to Facebook. Like, we'll find a way. I'll always find a way to stream and market my videos and whatnot. And I have everything saved, so I don't feel bad if it goes down. Hell, I would like a platform where Toei can't block all my fucking videos, but
YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, and
you
Twitch all shut
motherfucker.
down. Everybody goes back to MySpace.
Oh God. Or no, not MySpace. Friendster.
Oh,
what the fuck?
God.
Or GeoCities.
Neopets.
Journal.
Fucking Angel Fire.
DeviantArt. Wait, people actually use that one.
Yeah, I still use DeviantArt actually.
Actually, I just deleted my account like a few weeks ago.
Stumble Upon. Remember that?
Oh
No, I
God.
think I'm too young.
That was
Dig.
what.
Dig. Dig.
Oh yeah, Dig. Like there used to be a bunch of stuff that you could go on to get like random things.
I remember
and
this site
a lot
called I Am Bored. I remember this site called I Am Bored years ago. That was really fun.
like remember Newgrounds?
Yeah,
Oh
New
hell
Grounds.
yeah!
Like that used to be the
Still
only
around,
thing that used to be the only site people went to.
Yeah, especially when you were like fucking middle school, elementary schooler like me, and you were always trying to find out one website to get past the school server so you can get back on Newgrounds on the school's laptop.
Yeah.
Dude.
I used to use it for porn. I'm not gonna lie.
I can't blame you, but like there are better I'm pretty sure that like when you were like in middle school, there were like other websites you could have gone to for porn, but like when I was in middle school, I always had Pornhub.
In order to get it around my parents, because it had games, it had legitimate stuff. Like I just said, hey, it's a game site. I don't go to the rest of it. And
I kept getting busted for watching hentai and stuff.
trust
I
me,
just flat out admit I'm a fucking pervert, and my family's like, all right.
my parents would be shocked if they knew the type of porn. Lesbian porn, how dare you? Or like
Porn, very porn.
Sorry, what? What were we talking about? I'm totally not logging out of my fucking fanfic account right now. Nobody else can do that. Except for to everybody who has seen it. God damn it. We would break up if you saw that.
Honey, it's not gonna be me if there's gonna be a breakup, because I love you. So.
Oh, this fanart's really fucking cute.
It's gonna be May.
It's gonna be May.
May was months ago.
It's gonna be May from Pokemon?
No.
Oh, she was cute. Oh, she was cute though. I found her way more attractive than Misty.
Misty has a certain appeal with those short shorts.
Misty had a bit of a Misty had a real tomboy feel to her. I remember being a big fan of the whole Ash Misty shipping before I even knew shipping was a thing.
and that's the thing. Like
okay.
I always liked the short shorts. That was definitely my.
Who likes short shorts?
Zen, like,
I'm not a big fan of short shorts.
I'm gonna wear my
Honey.
booty. I can't wait to wear booty shorts.
and then they threw in that bullshit line in the dub of Jirachi Wishmaker that made it sound like Ash missed her, and it was like, what the...
Wait, what dub?
It wasn't... in the dub of Jirachi Wishmaker, there's
Oh, okay.
a line that implies that Ash misses Misty, but it's not in the original.
They also placed everyone in swimsuits and had a random swimsuit episode during the movie for no goddamn reason.
I think the worst dubbing isn't from Pokemon, but actually from Digimon. They actually made a whole thing about TK and Kari actually hooking up, and like that didn't happen in the original Japanese.
So we're just gonna ignore every single dub 4Kids has ever produced.
It's a
Yes!
jelly donut.
Tried to.
Isn't that supposed to be lore? Like 4Kids is like not canon. Fuck them.
We don't talk. I was having a conversation with Sassy Discord about the fucking 4Kids One Piece dub, and I was like, okay, look, if you want to live, never ever ever bring up the fucking One Piece crap around.
Like
the
I was
One Piece
talking. I'm
fan.
talking.
You don't bring it up around me at all.
About
You
why
don't
they don't
talk
watch
about it.
I was talking to my friends a few years back why they don't watch anime, and they basically was saying, comparing all anime to things like Dragon Ball Z and Pokemon, saying, "Oh, the voice acting is terrible." Like,
No.
At least fucking
Dude.
Goku was actually voiced by a dude in
Cowboy
the English dub.
Bebop. Hello.
yeah, but no, that's not what I'm saying. They basically will basically basing all anime on basically the Pokemons and the Dragon Ball Z's, basically the Japanese Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and Transformers, the stuff that basically was made to sell shit. That's
Mhm.
basically all the anime Dragon Ball Z and Pokemon exist for, to sell shit.
Have you seen Yokai Watch?
Oh,
I mean,
no, not yet.
It's a fucking plushy trap.
Digimon was based
I
on like
felt it.
fucking Tamagotchi, and like Digimon.
Yeah, oh god. Digimon actually had a bit of soul to it, yeah.
Digimon
Especially
had a much better story than Pokemon, honestly.
Absolutely.
Tamer.
It had characters I actually liked.
I like Tamers was great, but I think Frontier is highly underrated because Frontier.
It is, especially. It's got a great theme song.
It's got a great theme song. It is basically Power Rangers meets Digimon. Plus, it has a really great story, and I think it had the best 6 Digimaster, you know, like, of the entire bunch. And I know a lot of people like the relationship in Zero 2, but I never really liked Zero 2. So I much preferred the dynamic in Frontier, especially because like the whole train station idea was interesting and provided a little bit more idea on how like they got to the digital world and stuff like that. So there was some really great things there, and it felt in a lot of ways like they were redoing the first season, but a little bit more mature, and I liked it.
I've never seen an episode of Digimon a day in my life because when I was growing up, you were either a Pokemon kid or a Yu-Gi-Oh kid. What the fuck is Digimon? We don't fucking know, and we all fucking watch 4Kids.
For me, it was either Pokemon or
4Kids.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, for me, growing up, it was either Pokemon or Digimon in my circle of friends. But I watched Yu-Gi-Oh, like I watched Kids WB, I watched Jetix, so I would get all my shows. But no one talked about Metabots or fucking Beyblade.
God, that was awesome.
Metabots was amazing. Beyblade was fucking amazing.
I heard Metabots had bad sequel series though.
Yeah, I've never seen anything like that. I loved Monster Rancher. Monster Rancher was awesome.
We just gonna sit here and ignore all the magical girl shows that 4Kids push, like Magical Do-Re-Mi and Tokyo Mew Mew, and Cardcaptor Sakura was the
Mew
worst
Mew
fucking
Power.
offender known to man.
I've never seen the others, but I did see Cardcaptor Sakura, and I liked
We
it
don't
back
talk
in the
about
day.
those. We don't talk about those.
Can I please say something? Gee.
I'm sorry, but we don't talk about those.
Yeah, we do talk about them. I talk
we
about
don't have to.
Ari, I'll fight you.
I'm gonna win, you know that.
I don't care. Let me talk. Stop interrupting. I liked.
I do not want to see you two hate fucking.
Like, okay.
Hate fucking. Fight fucking. What's it called?
Shut up already, goddamn. Let me talk. You're banned.
Ban me! I'm already banned.
But I did like Cardcaptor Sakura. Yeah, it was a bad dub, and there was a lot of things to dislike about it. But it was my first exposure to the magical girl genre, and I think as a kid, that led a lot of to like a lot of me embracing other genders in other shows. Like I liked Sailor Moon growing up, and I think a part of that is because I watched Cardcaptors, and I love the idea of it. Yeah, it was Monster of the Week, but it had like a really great cast, and a lot of it was lost in the dub. Yes. But I later sought out the sub from Netflix, and I was able to watch it in its intended version. So yeah, you lost a little bit here and there. I understand your frustrations, believe me, I do. But Cardcaptor, much like the 4Kids One Piece, got me into the series and made me an anime fan, especially Magical Girls. So I can't say Cardcaptor is bad because it got me into the Magical Girl genre.
Yeah, there is some defense that you can give to 4Cats for that reason alone, just for being an introduction. But it's also like, well, Toonami was a thing.
Yeah, but they didn't air.
Fucking sucked.
They didn't air a lot of Magical Girl anime on Toonami aside from like Sailor Moon. They had Hamtaro, but like
God,
Hamtaro! Like that's the thing. There was a lot of shonen. There was not a lot of shoujo, and like you had stuff that featured women, but like Sailor Moon was like the big one, and Cardcaptors was the other one, but that was a different network, and they needed more, but that was my exposure. For what we got, I'm at least glad that we got those two, simply because, goddamn, those outfits. I love those outfits. Can you tell I'm gay? Okay. Like,
The first
Shut
anime
up,
I
Ari.
watched- the first anime I actually watched was Samurai Pizza Cats.
Oh yeah.
The first show that I remember watching as a kid for Toonami was Dragon Ball Z, but I remember I watched a lot of like Ronin Warriors, and I watched like maybe Knights of the Zodiac, and I watched a lot of like Princess Mononoke when they had the Ghibli movie marathons on. Like Toonami is responsible for a lot of my introduction to anime before I knew it wasn't a cartoon, because back then I didn't realize it was something different. But then like Adult Swim Toonami was when things like I was just like, okay, that's where things got great. They had the great anime block that started pretty early on a Saturday. So you had a block of really great shows that like it started off with like Duel Masters, and then eventually like you had the more kid-friendly shows, but then Adult Swim took over, and you had stuff like Yu Yu Hakusho and Full Metal Alchemist with the more serious stuff, and like Full Metal Alchemist and Yu Yu Hakusho were what made me realize what anime was, and to this day are my top 2 favorite anime of all time. That's the thing you can say about Toonami. I really wish there was more female representation, and I still think that's a problem today, but they did a great job of bringing things up. And here's why I bring this up in relation to, the butchering of 4 kids and whatnot. They at least tried to present female anime. Yeah, you can argue that like stuff like One Piece and Yu-Gi-Oh were a little bit mishandled, but they still went out of their way to try to bring diverse anime. And you can say the same thing about like remember Bobobo?
Yes, and I didn't like it then. I will try to like it now.
I loved how ridiculous it was, and whether you love it or hate it, it was like the pop team epic of its day, and it completely
Only in your eyes, good.
It was completely weird, random, off kilter, but it had a story, damn it, and that was the difference. But it was allowed to air at that time, and it completely blew me away because it was different than anything else I was watching at the time, because nothing else had someone fighting nose hair, fighting villains with nose hair, like stuff like that, stuff like Mare, which was weird. It had a lot of potential, but it was a little bit too weird for its own good in some aspects, I feel. But Mare had great concepts, and it introduced me to other things. Zatch Bell, going back to this, Zatch Bell had a very weird premise, but it allowed it to show off like a huge cast of characters, a huge cast of villains. You never knew when the next one was coming, what the next one would be, and the dynamic between the characters was great. And this smattering of shows, regardless of how well you think the dub or the show is handled by those teams, they were still allowed to be very diverse than what we were seeing at the time. And we would not have been exposed to these things without these companies.
There's like a lot of disconnect between your memories of Toonami and my memories, because you were there at the beginning. I was there watching Toonami at the fucking end. My Toonami was Dragon Ball, Naruto, and Teen Titans. That was my Toonami. I was there when...
At least you Americans got Toonami. We barely got it.
No, I was there when Tom got his final redesign, and I was
I didn't like the new redesign.
And I stopped watching, and then I turned around and it was over.
Yeah, it's hard because like after a while they stopped getting licenses for certain anime. And granted, to a certain extent, when Toonami came back, I was excited, but they did not have the diversity that they used to have, which I understand. Ratings. It got better over time. I still think Toonami needs a little bit better diverse roster, and there are certain things that I could say, like, put up the Devil as a part-timer, put more classic, a mix between classic and new anime, because there's not enough classics. Like, they do have their stuff, but those are stuff that Toonami's shown before.
I'm wondering why there isn't a full anime channel in America.
There used to be.
We had that.
There used to be. It just
Kind of.
we used to have it, but the problem was it did
Imagine
not.
Imagine it being a premium one that has the ability to have both English and Japanese audio. Like you could select different audio channels.
The problem is not enough people were watching because they watch on other stuff.
Funimation had a channel. It ended quickly.
The problem with that was, like, that was around the time where they started airing Toriko and like Soul Eater stopped. Like, that was during the heyday of, like, really big anime. Unfortunately, like, Toriko didn't get a lot of ratings from that, and, like, there was a lot of anime that were canceled prematurely. I think partly because, like, there was a large push for digital media, and it was a very chaotic time. And yes, Toonami had Megas XLR. Hell yeah.
I've never watched that show, and I still feel bad about that to this day.
It's fucking great.
I know, I just don't have anywhere to stream or buy it.
I agree.
For some reason, it's only available on iTunes.
What the fuck?
For some reason.
And Itchy, I agree. Toonami definitely needs to be earlier in the evening, and I don't understand why, like, anime has to only be at nights. Like, just air it a little bit earlier in the day, for God's sake, or do something that that allows more people to watch.
Because, like, Toonami is Adult Swim only now, and Adult Swim starts at 9 o'clock. That's why it's at the evenings.
Well, I mean, I wish that they had an earlier block. Even.
Well, you also have to remember that it works on Adult Swim because they're able to air stuff like Parasite and Kill la Kill and Akame ga Kill that has more adult content that wouldn't fly on, Cartoon Network. So it has to stay in the evening after the kiddies go to bed.
Yeah,
I mean, I love JoJo, but you couldn't air it during Cartoon Network.
No, especially with the fucking cherry scene.
I understand. I understand that, but they got around it back in the day because they picked and choose which were anime were different but more child friendly, and they aired those earlier. Again,
but another reason why is better in the
Beyblade.
evening is because this is mostly adults watching it, adults that grew up with it.
Not everyone's gonna stay up past midnight, though.
That's why you fucking DVR everything.
All I'm saying is that you would get more viewers if you aired things earlier. I don't care how you have to do it, but you get your block of programming and then put 6 hours earlier where you have other shows that may not be as adult oriented or something, because that would gain more viewers going into the Adult Swim hours. All I'm saying.
But Cartoon Network have to air 1,500 episodes of Teen Titans Go a day.
Yeah,
Well,
Teen Titans
that's-
Go isn't gonna let that fly, man. We gotta let Teen Titans Go continue airing.
And-
Isn't like fucking Villainous is fucking ready to air. All you gotta do is fucking dub it.
And Itchy has a point. Why not do Bob's Burgers and Family Guy before Toonami? I
think they stopped that because
I
like
hate
Toonami's on
Family
now and
Guy.
it's only 10.
I used to like that they put King of the Hill before anime because
That was a good. Good. I didn't appreciate King of the Hill when I grew up.
yeah, like that's one of those ones that I appreciate much more now, because like they used to air it like, okay, there was the child anime block like with Duel Masters and whatnot, and then you had
I just saw Ari's new Twitter handle.
wait.
Okay, I'm sorry, I haven't seen it yet. What is it?
just
Ari
like, go on my
fuck
Twitter
Disney
real
in his money
quick.
fucking mouth.
God damn.
Hang on.
God. But yeah, so I I wish that we had more avenues for anime, and everyone's just like, oh, you gotta be digital or whatever, but like, a lot of people still have cable. A lot of people, like, you know, you gotta have all the avenues covered. And I want more emphasis on physical releases, god damn it. I prefer physical releases as part of my job, you know, just to buy these things. Speaking from my personal experience, I'm doing a Blood Blockade Battlefront review coming up, and I had to buy a second copy because mine was scratched. I don't know how, because it's a Blu-ray, but the final disc got scratched, and granted, I tried to talk to God's Will about getting a new one, but he never got back to me after he said he'd look into it, so I just went out and bought a new one. But, like, there needs to be better emphasis on physical media because I prefer it. Anyway.
With the whole physical media argument, I got into this argument so many times back when frequent on PSN, because I was like, oh yeah, I just bought a new copy of Tokyo Ghoul, and this guy I used to play with was like, why are you buying anime where you can watch it on free on the internet? And it's like, because I wanted it, because I want to own it, because I want to keep it forever, because if everything was digital, it would be a pain in the ass and you're going to lose it all one day.
Scott Pilgrim versus the World, the game.
Scott Pilgrim, holy fuck, I wish I played that.
I played it, but I never owned it, and that's the thing.
It was released at a time when I only had a Wii.
It was download only. Fuck off.
And that's a game that needs a physical release more than anything.
Yeah, that's a game that could use a remake or something, because dear God.
Maybe it's going to be turning 10 next year.
Why was it taken down? Was it just the rights, or
it was just the licensing. They lost the license. It got pulled. That's how it goes, and that's what's happening to a lot of digital indie games and stuff like that. Like if it's a licensed product, you lose the license, they're gonna not allow you to sell it anymore, and that's why like certain games aren't being produced anymore in a certain capacity. And
I'm guessing even if you have it on Xbox 360, Pilgrim, I mean, you can't play on Xbox One, can you?
Probably not, because of licensing issues, and so you gotta play it on your one system, and it's such a hassle. And
it's like PT, isn't it?
Yeah, like if you got rid of PT, I still have it, thank Christ. But if you got rid of PT, you can't get it back anymore.
No.
So like you have all these things, but there's also the other argument of your money for these products, for buying physical products, goes directly to continuing efforts for it. Like if you go out and buy a game, that improves the chance that another one will, a sequel will happen. If you go out and buy anime, it may not go directly to the voice actors, but ensures that the anime might continue, so the voice actors continue to be paid. It's very important to support anime in whatever means, and I know people have tried to state to me multiple different times about why they personally can't afford it, and yeah, I sometimes cannot afford a streaming anime or whatever, but I go to friends who do have accounts, and I borrow theirs for a little bit of time, so that at least somebody gets a little bit of the money, and I buy all my physical review copies just because I want to see the anime industry succeed. And I don't care what your feelings on, oh, don't guilt me into this is. No, fuck you. The industry will not survive unless people buy these products, okay? We've had an anime crash before, and there's cheap, reasonable ways to get into anime these days. Kitty, come on.
The kitty's back.
Yeah, and most anime studios pretty much are just doing a lot of hentai just to stay afloat.
And that's why you see a lot of more moe and ecchi shows, because they are guaranteed to sell. I mean, yeah, you get a lot of risks in anime, even today, but a lot of anime won't get produced unless they specifically are going to make money. And so you, like My Hero Academia, guaranteed success, greenlit, pushed through. We don't have to worry too much about it succeeding, but I still have my physical release of the first season, simply because I fucking love the series. But let's say the anime starts becoming less popular, and what if it gets like a manga only ending or something like that? Well,
don't even joke about that.
I'm just saying it could happen if people lose faith in the product, and that's why you always have to support it. Your numbers, your direct purchases, your stream sales for Crunchyroll or Funimation Now, every single thing you do shows that people want that particular anime.
I think what really frustrates me, especially with things like Netflix, is that certain movies and TV shows are only available in certain regions. Like, take here in Australia, like the Netflix library here in Australia is only like a third of what the US Netflix is like, and they've shut down all VPNs and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
my question is, I mean, instead of trying to get the licenses and everything properly secure, they just busily try to crack down on piracy. Like, okay, what would you rather do? Worry about trying to stop piracy, or trying to fix the problems that cause piracy in the first place?
Well, the games companies want all the money. If they can't have all the money, they don't care. Like, that's their entire.
I'm talking about like TV shows and movies. Like, I tried to watch Akira on Netflix recently, and I realized that only like 1 or 2 Netflix in the world, like Canada and France, had it. And I'm wondering, why is this an issue? Why doesn't the same Netflix library exist all across the world?
Another thing that I'm confused about is why do older shows keep switching out? They have to renew licenses, but they don't have How I Met Your Mother anymore. They don't have a lot of
30 Rock. Or 30 Rock.
Or
Frasier.
Or they have a lot of the shows that I used to binge watch. They don't have anymore because they didn't want to renew the license or something. And I'm just like, this makes it harder for me to consume my media.
And then you wonder why people pirate. Well, that's if you can't get the licenses taken care of, that's your shit, not my problem.
And Ichi has a point. One Piece has to go on hiatus a lot in between dubbing because, like, it's hard to keep promoting the series where, like, you can instantly get the sub all the time, and it's one of those things where licensing kind of hurts a series, and that's why I have my One Piece collections back there. I'm probably gonna have to buy a How I Met Your Mother now because that's one of my favorite goddamn shows, and I can't get it anywhere without I don't want to use Hulu. Hulu sucks. Okay.
Yeah, fuck Hulu.
I assume you definitely don't want to use like online.
Hey, look, you're Australian, not American, so we can talk shit, all right?
And look, as an Australian, okay, my ancestors were all convicts, so obviously piracy is in my blood, unfortunately.
I'm offensive.
I'm Australian. I can make fun of my own country, okay?
So can we.
Whatever, Crocodile Dundee.
Oh, really? Step up your bloody references, okay?
Bloody hell.
You're Australian, and yet you say a word like bloody, okay?
Oh, bloody hell.
I know that you were owned by the Brits for a minute there, but come on, bro.
We say bloody just as much as America does.
No, we don't.
We don't.
No, sorry. We say bloody just as much as the UK does. Sorry.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
Like, what do fucking Americans say in place of bloody? Shit, fuck, hell.
Fucking.
Oh, bloody fuck. Oh, bloody fuck.
Oh, god damn it, all the hell.
Fuck
Hey,
you,
kitty.
Fuck you.
If you're gonna jump
You're
in my
cool.
lap,
Fuck
go
you.
on. Come on.
Fuck you, I'm out.
Come on, kitty. She keeps stretching her legs, her paws out, and then, like, grabbing at my legs, and then just, like, stretching, and then she's just like, I'm like, hey, do you want to jump in my lap? No. Kitty. Kitty.
Kitties are funny.
I love my kitty.
Kitties are weird.
I love you. I love you. Yeah. You should have seen our last weekend.
I can hear Ari's jealousy.
I'm just sitting here browsing Tumblr, looking at all this good Attack on Titan porn. What the fuck are you talking about?
It's okay. I know Ari misses me, even though like when she's on air, she's just like, no, fuck you.
Yeah, no, like, cause yeah, fuck you.
It's okay.
Attack on titties.
It's okay. I know you love me.
Is anyone still watching Attack on Titan? Because I kind of fell out after the second season.
I fell out after the first. Like, I hear it gets really good in season 3. Like, season 2 was apparently not that good, or like one of the weaker seasons. I don't know. I haven't seen anything past the first one, but I marathoned season 1. Season 1.
Like, I've got like the ultimate twist ending of the show spoiled to me, which sucks.
Which one?
Don't say anything.
Nah.
I don't want anything
Like, just
spoiled.
give me context clues because I read the manga.
No, just talk about it later. God damn it.
Yeah.
I don't.
It was like whenever somebody says that they like fell out of Attack on Titan or dropped it, I just immediately get sad because I just
Like I love the show. I also love the video game in 3DS. That was awesome.
I really like the show. Like, I binge watched all of season 1 with Lilac, and it just is one of those shows that's really fun to binge watch. And I think it's much better if you do it that way. Unfortunately, it's one of those things that they waited way too long to bring back the series, and they didn't realize what they had on their hands. It's like, I get that you wanted to wait for the manga to end when it was supposed to end, but it's like you missed your opportunity. You really did, and now like a lot of the popularity is gone.
You guys are making me sad remembering like how we were in our heyday and you couldn't fucking stop us. And Aaron and Levi were the number 3 chef on Tumblr, and now you just fucking look at it now and it's like my Tumblr timeline is full of fucking Voltron and there's only little bits of Attack on Titan and so many of these artists moved on to Mob 100 and I feel so alone.
This is what happens when you attack the Titan too many times.
I was talking to Emma and she was like, it's so hard for me to watch season 3. And I'm like, it's hard for me to read the manga because this shit is fucked, but I still fucking do it. Because I want to see fucking 20-year-old long-haired fucking Aaron Yeager, this German fuck who looks like he's a tan-ass Spaniard, go and kick some fucking ass with his short boyfriend. And it's just like nobody else feels this way.
Well, it's just a mismanagement of the show, unfortunately.
You know what I haven't had lately? You know what I haven't had lately? Big League Chew. What the fuck, Gary? What the fuck?
Yaoi, it just, I need so many things.
Look, Ari, just calm down and I'll fill up the blue chat with lots of yaoi porn later on, okay, just to make you happy.
But for the love of God, don't talk about Attack on Titan yet, because I still haven't seen season 2 or season 3, and I don't want to be spoiled because I actually care about the goddamn show. So no spoilers.
Season 3 fucked up my timeline, and
what did I just say?
Oh god damn it, Harry! Shut up!
Give me a hug. Can I just have a hug?
I can give you a hug.
Just come up here. Stop streaming. Get in your car. Drive 13 hours up here to give me a fucking hug.
Oh, if she's gonna drive 13 hours, I think she's gonna get a lot more than a hug.
Oh
like
yeah.
2 hugs.
2 hugs.
Trust me, I am very much waiting for New Year's. We yeah.
Hugs.
Sure. Hugs.
Food and hugs.
She's gonna hug you so hard.
I'm gonna bring my PlayStation so that we can finish watching Spice and Wolf. Oh yeah, and we gotta watch Love Stage together because it's finally getting dubbed.
I just...
You went nuts on Twitter for that, didn't you?
I've been waiting for this for 4 years. Okay, I gotta calm down.
Stop breaking Ari.
I was already broken.
You go to your room.
To reboot for a minute.
You go to your room.
You keep giving me these low-hanging fruits, so obviously I have to go for them.
No, you don't. You don't have to.
Yes, I do.
No, you want
Okay,
to.
I'm a little calm.
Anyway, like I was saying, we're gonna have a fun time on New Year's, very fun time. So I'm looking forward to that.
Yay, watching Love.
Other things. Anyway,
I just want to watch Love Stage and Spice and Wolf and cook and feed you food.
I want to cuddle and have you in my arms.
You know what else you need to binge? My Love Story.
No.
Have you
Yes,
have you not been paying attention to my feed at all? I've been watching My Love Story. I'm in the middle of it with Kat, but Ari doesn't like the show, so.
I watched that show for 13 episodes before dropping it, so that should say something.
I love it, but I will admit that it's one of those things, if you've seen one episode, you've seen the series. It is very much diabetes cute. It is very formulaic. It has great characters, but essentially they're very dense. They're very much the type of characters that
they're not dense. If they were dense, they wouldn't have hooked up into the very last episode. That was what I loved about it.
They let me goddamn finish. For goddamn sake.
Okay, jeez.
No, but it's like you keep interrupting me right before I say the point that I was gonna end off on. Like, this is the third time, and it's like,
Sorry,
it's a big pet peeve of mine. It's just like I'll be saying something, and right before I'm about to finish, you say something that contradicts the middle and not the end.
Okay, I'll let you talk.
Okay. My main point is they keep repeating the same mistakes. They keep, like they want to be together, but he keeps being so dense to her needs and what she wants to do, and he like she never wants to speak up her mind, and that's like the main source of the problem. It's still a great show, but it's very formulaic, and if you've seen one episode, you've seen them all. But they're a very good palate cleanser for the world we live in.
Can I say something?
Now you can.
I don't see them being dense. I see them being too, what's the word? Gentleman-like? No, gentleman-like. Like the girl, what was her name again? Forgot the name of the girl. Shit.
We'll call her Moe.
Takio. Well, Takio was basically like the ultimate gentleman. Like he saw even holding hands as being too forward.
And that's the thing.
The girl saw.
But he
like,
he never talks to her about it.
And the girl saw, just kissing as being too being on the same equivalent as I want to suck his cock.
To be fair, there's an episode where they get lost in the woods. And she kind of does, you know what I'm saying?
And the thought of them just sleeping next to each other was just like too much for her. It was just so adorable.
It is. It really is cute. But if you're looking for anything past that hand-holding, lovey-dovey phase, you're not going to get anything out of it.
Yeah, I agree. But the fact is, most animes have the worst trope of will they, won't they? Oh, they're both too goddamn naive to confess their feelings for each other. They both.
Yes, I do agree that in a certain sense, like much like Lovely Complex, like it does a good job by at least having them together before the anime ends. But I can definitely see Ari's points in a lot of the ways that like it has problems. And I'm not saying it's bad. I personally love it. It's one of my favorites. But even I have to take 4 episodes at a time. Like, once those 4 episodes are over, I need a breather.
Well, I think it was different for me because when I was watching it, it was when it was first airing. Like, I was watching it as it was airing in Japan. So it was much different from my viewing.
It's one of the...
So I didn't have...
It's definitely one of those anime you need to watch week to week.
Yeah, it's definitely not a binge anime. It's definitely something that you have to pace yourself. It's kind of like real sugar, like real sweets. Too much, you're gonna have your foot taken off.
Oh, we gotta lose another foot.
Diabetes.
Anyway, I didn't mean to be angry, but
No. Look, man. Look, I get it. Sometimes we get into a hot debate and just.
I ramble a lot. I know, but
No. Look. Trust me. I've seen rambling. All right. I know you don't ramble. All right. You're fine.
yeah. It's just like I like to finish the point before you contradict it. It's like, no, you're wrong.
You definitely wouldn't have a good job in politics. I can tell you that.
Oh, politicians are yeah. Let's not talk about that. Anyway.
I'm talking like, you know, British or Australian politics. You should see some of the international C-SPAN stuff. Oh man, everyone's just screaming at each other.
Yeah, this is why I don't like politics.
Nah, look, trust me. I can't watch news anymore. I can't. It's
Who
just
the
like
fuck
so much.
does?
Well, I feel like I need to be informed.
I sure hope your fucking news is better than U.S. news, but I'm able to say why I don't like my love story. It isn't just because it's like, you know, you see one episode, you see the whole show. My problem hate high school romances. And that's like my biggest problem with my love story in the shoujo genre. Cause like high school romances is the most bullshit fucking thing.
They don't last.
You have like all this other shit with like really good adult romances. But like with my love story, it didn't do the will they won't they, which I appreciate. But it just, my problem is that it still has how fucking petty a high school romance is. Bitch, you're losing your shit because you want to hold his hand? I get what it's like to be embarrassed, but still, this is just overdoing it.
Like, yeah, most of those animes where the guy and the girl, you know, hook up at the end of high school, and then 6 months later they're hooking up with other people in college. Like, it's like, we know it's not gonna, you know, last.
Yeah, and
it's
that's
never
like awesome
last.
to see when it doesn't fucking last and when they move on. But it's like, okay, here's the thing. My two fucking favorite shows. My favorite anime of all time is Ouran High School Host Club. My second favorite is Princess Jellyfish. I read the Ouran manga. Do you know how fucking long I had to wait to see these characters hook up? But even when they did, it wasn't at the end of the fucking manga. The manga ended perfectly. And in Princess Jellyfish, these two characters, one of them was like kind of in her own world. The other one was like, I'm growing feelings, but I can't get attached. And that's like, the romances in those shows, in the mangas, take a really long time. But I just love these characters to pieces that it's fun to watch unfold. In my love story, they hook up at the end of episode 3. That's fucking awesome. But can you please give me something other than, okay, they're gonna be together forever. I fucking get it. Can you guys do something interesting?
There's no real plot.
That you're too scared to kiss her? I get that. I get like being embarrassed and shit, but it's so fucking overplayed and overdone, and I can't stand it.
It's there's not really a long running plot. I honestly feel like it could have been told in 13 episodes, where like Ouran had just the perfect amount of episodes because you learned about these characters, and it was less about the romance and more about just living with these characters, their interactions, the goddamn twins, and their backstory, and
made me cry, made me sob like a bitch.
Honey Senpai in his backstory, like damn.
Boya,
just to clarify, as someone who never really got into Ouran, the two main characters, they got married in the end, didn't they?
You just spoiled the fucking ending.
No, no, there's no marriage.
But they got together, didn't they?
There's no marriage.
I mean, you knew that would.
There was, after Ouran ended, there was a spin-off manga that followed the main college, and it only lasted for like 2 volumes. It was really short. I never read it.
And saying I spoiled, didn't Ouran end like years ago?
I think Ouran ended...
But you have to specify though, because the manga ending and the anime ending are very different.
Yeah, the anime had an anime-only ending. The manga ending Well, not like the manga ending, but like where the anime and the manga kind of diverge. Yeah, like I said, it was an anime-only ending, and the manga ended in 2010, I thought so. Started in 2002, ended in 2010. But like the manga ending, there were some things that were carried out very differently and much better in the manga. Cough cough boya cough cough. But I like the
His name
anime's
is
ending.
Kyoya.
I think they did a good job.
It's Kyoya.
God damn it, I'm still doing it, and this is my favorite fucking show.
But I mean, I think my favorite is like I just in my head canon she married the twins because they're the best choice. So you know,
You're not alone on that. There are way more Hikuharu or Tamaharu.
I just think they work better because like her and Tamaki just does not like. There are things that Tamaki does right, but there are definitely a lot of things where I'm just like I feel like she doesn't work as well with Tamaki as with say Kyoya or the twins. But then again, like the anime didn't have a definitive conclusion for that, and that's why I'm happy because I mean yeah, the manga ended a certain way, but I can safely say they never got married because I'm reviewing the anime. So
well. The anime,
So they didn't get married.
the anime portrayal of Tamaki and Haruhi was different from the manga because in the manga it was way more apparent they had feelings for each other from like the start of it.
And that's what I liked about the anime though, is that it wasn't just about them falling in love. It was about her character and their characters. It's a very big character study, and they did a lot of really great things, especially with gender. And I really am glad that her father was involved in that, because seeing that in an anime from back then, someone dressing in drag and nobody batting an eye, no one caring, it warms my heart because it makes me feel like maybe there is some hope for the world to just stop their bigotry and hatred and just being like, just it's something that happened, just let go. It should not, it's no big deal, and I would like for more anime to embrace that sort of thing. But
Best dad.
best like
He's a shotgun dad, but he's still an awesome dad. God damn it. What was his name again? Fuck, this is my favorite fucking anime.
Rang,
I can't remember.
it starts with an R. I Ranka?
Ranka, yeah, it was Ranka.
Yeah, it just fantastic parent, and it explains why Haruhi is more tomboyish and doesn't mind going in between the two like clothes and stuff. And I love the episode where they all dress in female clothes and
Just to get Haruhi back. Oh, best fucking friends ever.
this is why I like Oran, because well, it is dated in certain ways, but especially the Zika Club or Zuka Club, however you pronounce it.
Oh no, that aged
Question.
all too well.
Question. What do you prefer watching, the sub or the dub?
Dub. Holy fuck, the sub doesn't exist.
The dub is just too well handled to ignore.
So with Vic and what's
more than the show itself.
Vic Mignogna is perfect as Tamaki. I used to think that Edward Elric was the role he was born to play, but Tamaki, wow, like he does such a fantastic job.
What if you have an issue with Vic? You know,
I think we all do.
I don't think that you should let that spoil your enjoyment of a series when the dub is that good. And I know sometimes you can't let you can't separate the art from the artist, but in this case, I love the series. It's the same thing with like say Full Metal Alchemist. I love it. A lot of it is because of the dub. Do I let, if there's a problem with the cast or whatever, you just got to set that aside and just enjoy the series because they do such a fantastic job.
Hero.
Plus-
So I feel like Vic and Hartman have a bit of a similarity to each other. Yes.
A little bit.
But
I mean,
what were you saying?
I mean, it's not like it's not like he's getting paid anymore for it now. No, he's already gotten his paycheck. So,
Yeah, it's not like you're like supporting a creator or whatever. It's just, and that's the thing. I don't even know what you guys are talking about. But for me, it's like whenever there's something.
Vic Mignogna is kind of a creeper in real life. If you've talked to people who have met him at cons, he's a little overly affectionate with his female fans. Let's just say.
And of course, he's positioned on things like Slash and Yowie.
And he's a bit of a diva too, so that doesn't help matters.
I mean, I can understand not liking the guy, but then again, like.
I get.
Yeah.
Look, a person's personal life can be completely, but yeah, I can agree that his work can speak for itself. Like I will admit that his voice work is pretty good, especially he kind of replicates the Ed voice now more than ever.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
the older he gets.
Yeah, I mean,
The man is like 50.
The thing is, when you have a role that's so well known, that's so like iconic to people, it's very hard to separate that. Plus,
I still laugh my ass off at that con where he gave that speech about being Broly. Whenever Broly shows up at a game, his manager is like. He gets a call from his manager and he just says, "I'm sorry."
all that time when he refuses to do the dead sexy and mean-screwed line again. I love you. No.
Big Mignogna's like one of few people in the world that understands how fucking overrated Broly is. When the fucking new Dragon Ball movie got announced, my favorite news
fucking Broly. I never liked Broly.
Oh my god, I only have to voice Broly in the fucking video games. Funimation and Akira. Nah, fam.
Yeah, I don't get the appeal of Broly, and a lot of people are like with me.
That's because only his first movie was any good. The other two movies were terrible.
But even then, like, it's all, he's just a legendary Super Saiyan, blah, 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 blah. He never lives up to the height. He's just buffer. He's basically an ascended Super Saiyan. That's his entire thing.
Yeah, no, fuck Broly. Broly is, like, the most overrated fucking character. Like, you think Hercule is overrated and annoying?
I don't think anybody thinks Hercule is overrated.
I love Hercule.
Just annoying. Broly is the most overrated fuck ever. I'm sorry to all the Broly stans, but come on, it's true.
But yeah, like for me, I've heard horror stories from a lot of like some voice actors and whatnot, and my stance is always like, that there are always going to be issues. Sometimes we just have to enjoy the product if we can.
All I'm gonna say is I've watched the Oron bloopers way more than the dub itself, and it is just... One day I'm gonna have an Oron Blu-ray. I'm gonna have all the main voice actors sign it. I'm gonna go up to Travis Willingham. I'm gonna say, hey, don't sign your name. Instead, can you sign, Mori likes seashells? I hate your face. We're out of money. We'll see you then!
Oh god, well, something just popped up on my Facebook. Couples will soon be able to get married in McDonald's. No.
Why?
Why?
No.
Why?
my mate who just got engaged just tried to ship it to his fiance, and she's like, "Yeah, no." God.
If somebody brought that to me and I was getting married to them, I'd break up with them immediately.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, for starters, it obviously has to be Burger King, because who would you rather have marry you, a clown or a king? Duh.
Yeah. At least the clown's food is slightly better than a fucking king, and I cut fast food from my diet like 4 fucking years ago, so fuck.
You brave woman.
Yeah.
Look, I am a vegetarian who doesn't drink pop or eat fast food, so yeah.
Jesus.
You're probably healthier than I am.
I'm used to it.
I definitely need to cut out some stuff. Like, I talked to my doctor, and they said, yeah, you might want to cut soda out of your diet and stuff.
I need to cut everything out of my diet. We need to cut out. What do you need to cut out of your diet, Nick? Me? I need to cut me out of my diet.
Don't fucking look at me for advice. I'm used to cutting shit out of my diet. I cut pork out when I was 7, fast food when I was 13, pop a year later. Then I went vegetarian. I've been vegetarian for 3 years, and I just said, fuck it, I'm gonna do it.
And this is why she's my cook, because, yeah.
I don't even know how to, like, prepare meat. That's, like, what I'm terrified about.
Well, you don't have to, because we're lesbians.
I set you
up.
up.
Oh, wow.
I am ashamed.
Wow.
I set you
Just
up.
actually say that.
I brought this upon myself.
Oh, oh my god.
Good night,
You
everybody.
don't have to eat meat because you're lesbians.
The stream is over.
No, it's not over yet. I still have to fight Vexen. I was just grinding this last...
Oh, that's right. We're still playing a game. That's right.
I've been grinding for 3.5 hours. God.
I was browsing Tumblr this entire fucking time. I forgot you were fucking streaming, and I have the stream up in another tab.
Yeah, so yeah, I spent 3.5 hours getting ready for this fight. I hope it's worth it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. What is wrong with us?
Nothing. I'm a lesbian. That's nothing wrong with that.
What is wrong with us besides that? I'm just gonna say everything and get on with my life.
Get on with it.
Yes,
Get on with it!
I have never seen that fucking movie, and I own it on DVD.
All right,
Oh,
time for an actual cutscene. We end up in the castle of Twilight Town, like, you know, the stuff for Kingdom Hearts 2, and this is granted, this was before Kingdom Hearts 2, so like we don't know what this castle is. We don't know what any of this means, and this is the first new world in the game.
For the
the first new world that, like, how many hours in, and the only reason we've been given it is because it's the other side of his memories, which means it's from Roxas's memories and not Sora's, and Vexen's just teasing us at this point. Hello, Vexen. And he's gonna speak all cryptic-like. He's saying, like, your memories of Naminé and your feelings here.
Did you mean every person in a Kingdom Hearts game?
Yeah, but...
Replace the word darkness with peace.
I've also heard replace light with Jesus and darkness with Satan.
To be fair, though, what Vexen is saying in this particular cutscene is interesting because, he's trying to make Sora see that he's being manipulated by Marluxia by saying, like, your memories of Naminé, like, they aren't real, kid. Your memories of this place are, though, because of fucking Roxas. That's what he's saying, but he's being very cryptic. And he's trying to get through to Sora's naive heart. And in a way, I can understand where Vexen is coming from, because Sora's just, like, saying, oh, I remember Naminé, I have to protect her, even though he doesn't remember why. And all these memories are new, and he doesn't stop and fucking think that maybe someone's manipulating him. At the same time, his memories are kind of being fucked with, so I can understand a little bit naivete there. They both have points, and I think this is probably one of the better scenes.
Sounded like you said stop and fuck and think.
Stop and fucking think.
I know, but
Stop, fuck, and then think?
I mean, I don't mind doing that with you later after the stream.
you've got to think before you fuck.
Think before you fuck, because as we've learned many times before, don't stick your dick in crazy.
Beat ya.
Just Monica.
Fuck Monica. No, wait, don't fuck Monica.
but also do fuck Monica. I don't know anymore.
Are we talking about friends now?
Oh,
I mean,
you
I look
wish.
at Yuri. Natsuki's a trash gremlin, so Yori's kind of fucking dead.
they're all dead.
I'm confused.
Everybody's dead, Dave.
They're all dead now. We all float down here.
But even then, it's like you kind of don't want to anymore because you got ruined by Monica.
A little bit of Monica
In my life, a little bit of buttercup, a little bit of dreamer, that's all I need.
I'm trying to remember what that song came from. See, this is how you know I'm like the youngest here.
It's
That's
Mambo
number
number 5.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Unless of course you talk about the Bob the Builder version.
What?
No, thank you.
Monica the Builder. Can she break it?
I just feel like such a baby right now.
I confess, my computer kind of overheated a little bit, so I had to turn it off, so I can't even see the stream right now.
Yeah, I could tell because you went robotic for a little bit.
I mean, like, right now it's hey, Vexen, how you doing?
Yeah.
Having fun in those memories there?
Yeah, right now I'm in the fight. He's down to 2 health bars left, and unfortunately he's being a dick. But when
Your ass handed to you.
I mean, he's down to his final health bar, but like the problem is he keeps using his 0 cards and his slights, and I don't have a lot of high cards remaining.
Fucking ninja in cars.
Yeah, I might have to restructure for the next. Yeah.
I'm on Tumblr right now as somebody drew a My Hero AU where Pokemon trainers. Deku has a Magikarp, and that makes so much sense to me.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, Deku would have the useless Pokemon.
But, like, he's gonna become very useful as long as he trains and works hard, and then he'll be a Gyarados.
Oh, that's right. The comic, yeah, of him getting a Magikarp. No, obviously he get a Bulbasaur because they're both green and adorable, and I love them.
I think, like, the one who would have a Bulbasaur is, what's that guy's name again? Not Coda, but it starts with a K, the animal guy.
I don't know, but
I don't know.
there's also that Vine girl who's getting.
Oh yeah, no, she would have the Bulbasaur.
Yeah.
No.
Like Denki
Obviously,
has.
obviously Bakugo would have the Charmander. Because goddamn.
No, he'd have a Voltorb because it'd explode.
No, he would have a Charizard.
No,
We
a
all saw the Fantasy
Charmeleon.
AU.
No, he wouldn't get a Charizard yet. He'd have a Charmeleon because they both refuse to grow the fuck up.
But like,
Yeah.
we all saw the Fantasy AU though.
And then there's the.
Denki has a Pikachu.
I was thinking.
What was that?
What was that?
Sorry, YouTube was too loud.
How dare you?
I was about to
Totoroki.
say, like, are you okay? Do I need to call Australian police?
APD.
Todoroki would have like all those Alolan fire types who are ice type. Because they're both fire and ice.
Fucking, not Kaminari. Karasuma have. It would probably be a Cubone.
Karasuma?
It would be a Cubone, because, like, Heart Boy.
I think no, you mean Kirishima. Karasuma is from.
It's from Assassination Classroom.
I was gonna say School Rumble.
I'm tired. I'm going to bed now before I am.
Ah.
I'm gonna go and finish watching Castlevania.
Alright.
Have fun with that.
Like, none of you guys seen a new season of Castlevania yet?
I haven't
I
seen
haven't
the first
any of
one.
it yet.
Wait, you haven't seen the first one?
No.
Oh my god, we should. I feel terrible now.
She really wants to Netflix and chill with you, son.
I'm sure she does, but right now I'm in the middle of a battle, so
Stupid.
can you let me finish the battle?
No, we just watched Prince Jellyfish. It's spicy. Well, the Castlevania, it's only 4 episodes. Okay, go ahead and finish your battle. Wow, you are...
I'm like...
You can do it. I guess I'll be nice and say that you can do it.
You jinxed it. Thank you. I'm this close. I think I have. Let's see. Let me see if I have a card that replenishes my magic, because that might help.
Believe in the me who believe.
Reloads reloadable magic. Reloads all magic cards. Yeah, this is what I need.
Sing the Radio Disney version of what song? That was probably something like a long time ago.
There we go. Okay, that was my problem right there. I knew I was forgetting something, but...
You didn't believe in the heart of the cards enough.
No, you were distracting me because you wanted to talk about Netflix while I was getting my ass handed to me and I need to focus.
I mean, like, the only kind of good shows on Netflix right now are... Violet Evergarden, I guess. And Castlevania. And I'm watching Frasier.
And Minetta rubbish because it's trash.
Fucking Minetta.
What do you be, like the regular one or the Alolan one? Because the Alolan one is like a rainbow.
That's muck, not rubbish.
Oh, sorry, I heard that wrong.
I'm talking about the literal garbage bag Pokemon.
So wait, we have Todoroki. We have Todoroki, Deku, Bakugo. What would be Uraka's?
Uraka's, because it
Wait, what?
floats.
Oh, come here. What is it? What's wrong? Well, I know what's wrong, but still, just like come here and sit down. Oh, poor puppy.
Okay, come on. Alright, down to 2.
Hey, where's the kitty?
She's hiding somewhere. I don't know. She came and went. Stupid Chiaki.
As cats often do.
Chucky is stupid.
You're stupid.
You're stupid. No, you. Sit down. Come on, and... You're dying. Heal.
Shh. Stop it.
I'm sorry. Okay, I'm just gonna sit here and...
Yes, okay, I beat him.
Yay!
Ari being a backseat game.
Ari's such a meanie face. Like, I'm just about to beat it. He's like, no, you gotta do the, like, you stop. You're dying. And I'm just like, I'm literally just about to win.
Oh, Jigglypuff, that's a good... No, Jigglypuff would be like... Well, no, what would Jigglypuff mean? No. I don't know. I see Jigglypuff as more of, like, Nine's Pokemon. But at the same time, if Mine were to have, like, a Nindy, cute little Nindy fluff ball, it would be Kirby.
Just put him back.
Uraka and Kirby, yeah.
Like, Kirby isn't a Pokemon, so it doesn't count.
I suggested that Uraka have Jigglypuff because Jigglypuff floats. So
Jigglypuff is a little bastard who will sing and then, like, rob you while you're knocked out.
Lose your heart.
And I love him.
And then draw penises on your face.
Jigglypuff is a little shit, I love him. Jigglypuff was like, if you're ever gonna watch season 1 of Pokemon, watch it for goddamn
Okay, quiet for a second. Axel's on screen. And this is the best line.
Got it memorized.
This, like, he's about ready to kill Vexen, and, like, there's a really nice exchange between the two of them, because he's here to stop Vexen from talking too much, which, you know, obviously he, for the organization, doesn't want them to talk. But then he starts talking about how, nobodies, and this is before Kingdom Hearts 2, and they don't define what a nobody is. It's like, oh, I'm just a nobody, or maybe I'm all that's ever was. Like, there's some really nice exchange that Axel has here, like, where he's just like, foreshadowing what's gonna happen in Kingdom Hearts 2.
What are you people?
Like right, what is he saying here? I wonder about that myself. Like he doesn't really know who he really is. Like there's a lot of great foreshadowing for Kingdom Hearts 2, and I'm like, why wasn't this just part of Kingdom Hearts 2?
Because Axel was too busy fucking Roxas. We all know that.
Come on, everybody knows it's true.
That doesn't answer my question of why wasn't this in Kingdom Hearts 2? Like, why couldn't this have just been combined with Kingdom Hearts 2? Because, like...
Because that means they can sell more games and sell...
I'm just like... There are things that and I'm a broken record with this by this point, but like there are things I really love when we get down to brass tacks, when you really look at them, and I don't know. I wish I could be like, yo, this game is good, but it's not.
And remember, people, Kingdom Hearts 3 isn't the end of the game, it's the end of an arc.
And you have to play through this or watch the cutscenes.
Just watch the cutscenes. It's way less painful than playing this.
Yep.
So I fucking know about it.
Not just
Hello.
Sora's,
How are
it was
you, my
yours
sugar?
too. We weren't sure if you actually had it in your bones to take out a fellow.
Has anyone seen the new clip from the Spyro Reignite trilogy?
No.
It has a Laura in there. I think it's from the third game, and she's clearly wanting the D, as in dragon. And she has this little tail wiggle. It has a little jingle to it. It's adorable.
See, I'm looking it up now.
It's on the official Spyro the Direct on Twitter. Hold on.
Time is near for you to meet the hero that
Yeah, she is so adorable in this game.
I'm glad, but I'm warning you. You better not do anything to betray Sora's feelings.
It's in Zen Gaming.
Oh, thank you.
Sorry, I'm busy watching the scene.
do is layer Sora's memories and bring his heart closer to you.
Marluxia being evil, Larxene being evil, deliciously evil. And then Axel, I'm gonna double cross both of them. Like I do with everyone. He's double, triple crossing like every single person.
Even if you come for me, what then?
Are you gonna visit me in Avalar?
She wants the D.
Nominate if you go further.
As in dragon.
As in Dragon D.
As in dragon.
And now it's time to fight Riku again.
Again? Aw, but
For
it's
like
always
the
so sad
50th
to see boyfriends fight.
I
Looks
know,
like
right?
Looks like Riku's blasting off again.
Luckily, this is not as hard as Vexen, thank Christ.
There was a meteor shower.
Christ on a shit, as Rosen said.
Christ on a cracker.
Got scared. and
Christ
said,
on a
"What if a shooting
cross?
star hits the islands?"
I don't know.
So I told her.
I'm gonna duck out, guys. It's been fun. It has been a lot of fun. I'll talk to you all later.
Alrighty.
Bye.
Bye.
Have fun in your Australian time zone. And he's gone.
So, yeah, I'm probably gonna call it after this battle. Because this is the last series battle before the next floor. But we got a lot done today.
Can we just talk about how Riku looks like peak Edge in this outfit?
I love the design of it, but I question the hula skirt. Really, like why?
It's just like, why? It doesn't match. It doesn't belong with anything.
Like the whole like muscle thing that's around him is really cool. Just the hula skirt's weird.
I get that he is like a beach boy and all, but it's like it doesn't.
That must be a fake.
You like how that thing going on with Sora and all, but it's not.
Yeah, this is why I can't wait till we get to Riku's campaign, because Riku's campaign basically lampshades every bit of him.
Accepted.
All right,
That ending in Kingdom Hearts 2, finally Sora can get married like
we can get married like we always wanted.
He said to Riku and not Kairi.
Yeah, I know. I said finally married, so it was Riku saying.
And yeah, Riku has far less health and is far easier than Vexen. Because I can just catch him in a loop.
Riku is easy.
Riku is an easy bitch, and he doesn't have the goddamn shield, thankfully. Like, fucking Vexen was hiding behind the shield his entire time.
So he's an easy bitch with protection.
Pretty much, yeah.
But like he needs protection because okay, you know what? I'm just not gonna. We all know what I'm gonna say. We all know where this joke is going. I'm just gonna spare everyone.
Back to
from my
safe
jokey
sex.
bullshit. Like, you're welcome, internet. You're welcome.
Like you had, it's like you're the first person to like, as if that wasn't literally what X-Men did.
I would just like to apologize for my childhood because when I was a kid, I was like, "Fuck you, you're a dick," and then I got older and I was like, "Oh no, slightly better," and I got even older and I was like, "Riku's gay."
No. Really?
You don't say. I don't know how I ended up. Oh wait, yes I do. I watched Attack on Titan.
Jeez.
Never mind.
And you say I'm the gay one.
You are.
He is the gay. Accuse you. He is the gay.
I am to gay.
You are the gay. You embody the gay. Go
No
over
sin.
the gay.
No sin.
And
You are the demon.
first try. The itchy practice safe keyblade insertion.
You take your keyblade out, and then you wrap it up.
All right, so guys,
and then you wrap your key.
And then you line it up with the keyhole.
we have successfully completed one world in 4 hours.
Huh?
One world.
One world. One world.
In 4 hours.
One more time.
Oh god, this is gonna take forever. Luckily, we only have
until Kingdom Hearts 3 come out.
we only have 2 worlds left. There's Destiny Islands
and one family,
and Castle Oblivion. That's it. So we're nearing the end of Sora's campaign. Just dear God.
One family.
Thankfully, this stream will be over soon, and I can actually use this thing that the game show reviewer did for me. He did a little bit of animation that I have ready for this Chain of Memories in retrospective like thoughts on thing that I've already fully recorded. I've already recorded it. I have animation. I have stuff ready, but we need to finish the stream.
You shine so brightly because that's how much Riku loves you. I'm just saying.
Let's just keep moving, okay? It doesn't matter.
Okay, I'm gonna stop now. I'm sorry. I'm done. I'm done.
You're never done.
And this is the part of the game where we have the opposite of what happened in the first game. Remember how Donald and Goofy abandoned Sora in the first game? Well, now Sora abandons Donald and Goofy because his memories are fucking with him.
That wasn't.
Basically, like they're saying, oh well, Nominee you didn't know beforehand, like you're just starting to get random memories. Like what's this all about? And Sora's just like, fuck you, I want the pussy.
This is basically Inception.
It's just like this little blonde chick in a white dress is like really hot and I want to eat the Palpoo fruit with her. I want to eat her Palpoo fruit.
Giggity. And you're right, it is a lot like Inception because like they're implanting an idea in his head that, you know, they used to protect each other. And granted, I'm of two minds about this. I think it's really interesting how they do the mindfuck, and I can understand, like, someone who's been messed with, like, memory-wise would start acting like this, and I think it's great character development. But part of it is very naive, that he would just, like, drop everything for someone he barely knows, and he wouldn't stop to think, hey, you know, something's weird about all of this.
Sora being naive.
I mean, more naive than the first game.
You shouldn't give up just yet.
Since when was Sora not naive?
Yeah.
And of course, Axel comes in and says, hey, if you want to run away right now, I'm in charge. Marluxia doesn't seem to be around. They don't have to notice, because I'm just going to kill everyone else anyway.
Let's go make out.
Everyone betray me. I bet up with this one.
Like, this is the part where the plot starts to actually finally kick into high gear, and things are really, really good. The beginning and ending are really high-strung. The middle is padded to all fuck. They didn't have enough for a full game.
Should be interesting. Try and make it enjoyable, Sora. It's the least you can do for me.
Oh, my sugar.
And Axel's just like, make it interesting for me, bitches.
You guys do all the work. My boyfriend is waiting for me. God damn it, I said I was done.
Hey, wait, I'm enjoying this. You guys are something else. I feel like I have a heart.
When was the last time I felt anything?
Well, that's what happened. Never mind.
That's what happens when you're a nobody.
I just really quickly, I just remembered this one scene in the Kingdom Hearts 3 trailer when Sora was in Arendelle, and he was in the snow, and he was like, it's cold! Like, yes, Sora, yes, snow is cold!
You've been to the Christmas...
You've been to Nightmare Before Christmas World, like, you know how this works, bitch. You simple bitch. 12...
I don't care if you're a little island fuck! Snow is cold. Get used to it.
Okay, guys. We are officially on floor 12, which is the Destiny Islands. We'll get to that later, but at least with these last two, it's a little bit easier. Destiny Islands is not as hard.
Fuck.
Floor 13 I can probably blow through. Maybe grind for like a couple more stop cards. But at this point, like, Vexen is the hardest boss in the game, and we've gotten past that. So it's a real weird difficulty curve, because Vexen's just hard because of the way he works, unless you use Firaga, which, you know, I never used to. I always used to use Lethal Frame. The next two bosses are pretty simple. Like, you basically fight Darkside and Destiny Islands, very simple with normal attacks. And then the boss in floor 13, Axel, is pretty simple with Lethal Frame if you can get to him, or you could just use ice attacks. And the final boss, Lethal Frame, and then you just have 9 cards to counter his attack. So the next few bosses are going to be pretty easy, pretty simple. We should hopefully be able to get to it in a single session. If not, I might do a grinding session and then do a final one. But we're almost done with Sora's campaign. Thank Christ.
How long have you been saying that?
I know. This game is just too padded. Every time you think you're near the end, you're not. But guys, we're on floor 12. We're getting there. We're almost done. I hope. Anyway, I'm Zenith Rule, and I'll see you guys next time. Thank you so much for watching, and play a better game than this.
Hey, this is Megami33. Thank you for watching Zenith Will Review. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more awesome videos. If you like what you see, check out the Patreon page at patreon.com/ZenithWillReview.